Well, if you guys thought I was gonna skip a day, you thought wrong. So today was cool. We had company over. My wife slaved on the, well, I guess in the kitchen and on the grill. And it was pretty cool. You know, it's good to have some people to come through every so often. But however, those people have now left. And it's time to talk whatever. So, of course, you see the title. And the title is What's Your Preferred Gaming Platform? And not just that, but I want to know why. So, with that being said, let me just explain for the new people. As you see, a controller in my hand says All-Purpose Champ. That's my gamer tag. So you can find me on PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia, you name it, as All-Purpose Champ. Then, as you see, I'm the master of vlogging. Guys, I vlog everything. Just check the channel. You'll see birthday, Christmases, my honeymoon in Mexico. You name it. Everything is vlogged, from movies I watch to content or stuff that I purchase. Now, guys, you see the cowboy hat. That simply means that I'm a natural born entertainer. And entertaining is what you'll get on this channel, from dancing, to martial arts. Guys, I'm here to entertain. But if you wrap all of that up together, that makes me the king of content. Because I've been doing this since 2011. So just check out the channel. Go to the playlist. You'll see it's all on here. Everything you need is right here. And now your mama knows. But with that said, I'm going to grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair. And let's get into this thing. Oh, wait. I got 3 things to say. 1, I'm not here to babysit grown men feelings. If you guys ain't got any issues with anything I've said, let's just calm down. It's just jokes. We're just here to have fun. But I might as well let my sponsor tell you that for himself. Take it away.
You're a winner. And you know what winners say. Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.
Chucky said it, not me. All right. Then the second thing I got to say is I just want you guys to know that this live stream is gonna be epic. Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. Woo. My wife loves when I say that. All right. So, just kidding. Guys, the last and final thing is, if you're going to do anything epic, then you have to have an epic intro. So, Bruce, do me the honors and unleash the baby god dragon.
And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon! Woo-hoo-hoo! Guys, every time I hear that intro, I'm personally blown away. Bruce, you did an amazing job on that one, buddy. All right. So with that being said, let's go to the comments real quick, see who's up in the building. I seen Mr. Urban World was up in here first. Give him some shout outs. Urban. All right. Cool. Good stuff. As you guys know, anybody could join. Just click on this link. It's pinned to the comments. Jump on in. Let's have a fun time today. All right, let me see. How much water did you drink today? I actually didn't drink that much water. I'll get into everything she cooked in a little bit. It was a lot of food here today. Yo, Lion, what's going on? Purple. I had to, you know it, Purple. I love to stream. I don't like to miss my weekly streams. So once my company left, I was jumping on in there. Let's see. So I guess, yeah, if I am the anti-doc, maybe I'll start wearing long sleeve shirts. But no, I kind of want to be like Bizarro. How Bizarro pretty much is just like Superman. All right, let's see. And Jeff, there he is. Jeff, you got your wish. I'm streaming. Yo, what's up, Cherry? I got to check out your rant about... No, I did see your rant about Dell. Okay. You knew me too well, but my company wasn't here, though. They did leave. What's going on, Michael? Okay. Hey, it's good to have you back here real quick, man. All right. So let's just give a hand clap for everybody that's in the chat. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate that. And let's give a hand clap out for a guy who's in the back that is be joining us right now. None other than my guy, your guy. Give it up. Whoa.
Hey, rounds of applause. Well, thank you. You're all too kind. You're all too kind.
Yeah, what's up, Holtz?
Just, bit of late night chilling, just, browsing on the old YouTube and I seen that notification. I felt like I was, knowing you always tune into something, so I was tuning into your Monday show, and because you weren't there, something felt off, and I wasn't really paying attention, but I was like, And then I realised, wait, it's the Cowboy show, what happened? So,
yeah,
I thought
man. This is pretty cool. My wife wanted to do some type of cookout for Memorial Day at our house, right? I don't really like people coming to my household. It's like, I don't know. In my older age, I was such the people's person, and now I'm like, I don't want them coming to my house. Let's go to their house. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't stand. I love barbecues, but I hate cleaning my own barbecue. When you have to...
Yeah, so they came all over, and it was cool. Sandy cooked a lot. She cooked shish kebabs. She cooked shrimp on the barbie pretty much. She had hamburgers, hot dogs, cheeseburgers. Some of our friends brought homemade chocolate chip cookies. We had devil eggs.
Oh,
man, we had so much food.
Just stop it. I'm so jealous. Jealous. Oh,
Holtz, I'm so full. And I just went to the gym today trying to get it back. And here we are.
Yeah, good luck. You burnt like 400 calories and put like 3,000 back on. It's
for real. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that was cool. So I figure, what do I even talk about today? I had nothing planned. And I just was like, you know what? Let's just talk about, because everybody's like, oh, Cowboy, you got a PlayStation 5. You got a PlayStation 5. You know you got a PlayStation 5. You know you got a PlayStation 5. Hey, by the way, you got a PlayStation 5. So I figured, you know what?
You got a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I got a PlayStation 5.
I knew. I was only kidding. I was just saying. Yeah.
So let's talk about what's your preferred platform. Now, I don't want that little loose BS like, oh, I love Nintendo. I want to know why. Okay? So when the people just say, throw out random stuff, I want to know why. So like Cherry Man, he loves Stadia and Nintendo. No. You got to pick one, and I want to know why. So that's what the deal is today.
Okay, so I'll just go deep into it straight away. My preferred system is the Nintendo Switch. I just think the little device, the portability, the price of entry, that lovely OLED screen, it's just actually changed my life. I own like about 75 games I've paid for in the last 5 years, and we're talking about games like Assassin's Creed, Mortal Kombat, Need for Speed, Burnout, and just be able to take them on portable. It's just been a great thing for me in the gaming space. And then of course I've got like really great nostalgia series that I sort of play on the Nintendo Switch. So we've got the Marios, the Pokemon and stuff like that. And then it's just been an amazing system for me just to kick back. It's on the side of my bed there on the wall, and I just lovely pull it out, and it's got loads of RPGs that I love, and I just love grinding on it. So I know a lot of people say, oh, the Nintendo Switch is for kids. There's so many great, appealing games for family and over 18s that it's just great just to play a few hours a year, put it back. Oh, I'm going somewhere, put it in my bag, off I go. Well, I've got docks around my house, so if I wanted to move around the house, I just slide it into the new dock. And it's just so flexible for my type of gaming that I want.
See, I think that's great what you did. You really, really specified why it's your preferred gaming platform. You know, I also added something. I don't know if people got to refresh it, but I added, what's the best TV for gaming? Because I want to get into that as well. Because I've been doing a bunch of research.
Yeah. So we're doing that later on. We're doing it now.
No, not yet. Because I at least want to tell you my preferred gaming platform.
So, Cowboy, what's your preferred platform?
Whew, man. Do I got to answer that? All right, so I'm going to say this. Let me just, I'm seeing Jeff trolling real quick. I want to see if anybody's going to answer it. Guys, I want to hear your answers. I want you to come up with one, okay? Jeff said, my favorite platform is the Sharp X68000. Don't know what that is. So, or if he's just trolling. What's going on, Primo? Rock, LGC series. Okay. So Rock answered the second question. But Rock, I need you to answer the first question. Everybody in the chat, the question is, what's your favorite gaming platform and why? So we need an answer why. Host did a great job.
Well, I'm not being funny. I've got some beef now with the chat. I'm seeing Squids and like Mr. Urban World talking about Pokemon and stuff like that. And you know what? I feel like I need to crack the knuckles and start saying, "Come on, guys, let's have a battle and let's who can actually reign supreme." I didn't know a lot of people had Switches. I knew Chariot Man Gaming had one, but it looks like that there's a lot of people mentioning Monster Hunter and Pokemon and stuff like that. So,
okay,
let's go. Primo
said, "Hi Stadia, cause it's awesome." Bye. No, Primo. No. I need you to say why. Okay. Is it just because it's awesome? Why is it awesome? Let me see. He said, I'm a retro gamer. Okay. Nintendo Switch. Chariot, we need to know why. Okay. Chessboard is my favorite game. It never gets old.
I felt like I could have guessed that one.
Yeah, that's a cop-out if I ever heard one. Let me see. Chariot Man has been avoiding that Switch smoke since last year. I have a Switch. I prefer Stadia. Nice. All right, so let me tell you guys mine. Let me see. I even bought a Switch last year, and I have any more. It's probably going to get another one soon. Chairman said it has all the portability and the best first-party games. It's only going to get better. I mean, I guess it does have the best first-party games if we're doing first-party games, right? But I love Stadia as well, and Luna is getting up there. Okay. Let me see. Purple Haze, I'm more into checkers. But all I need is 1 week's. Here we go. Okay, so Rock said, as a kid, Texas TI 99 4A. As a teen, Commodore Amiga pre-cloud. PlayStation, now cloud for majority convenience. Rock, can you pick something, man? If you're saying cloud, can we get Stadia, GeForce Now, xCloud, Luna, soon to be PlayStation Plus? Premium. Can you pick one, please? Don't give me that, Rock. Look, everybody's stopping me from answering, so I'm getting off a little bit. PlayStation. Since the first PlayStation games, like the first Metal Gear, along exclusives that allowed me to get lost in the game. Sony continues that tradition every platform. That's a good answer. And
Yeah,
Purple
but not on
Flame.
on the same level of like the Metal Gear, isn't it? It does bring new franchises in, but I wouldn't sit there and think it blows you away like Metal Gear did. Should I say?
I mean, personally, I'll rival Uncharted series with Metal Gear.
Ooh, okay.
I would.
I love Uncharted, but I wouldn't sit there and
Yeah.
say it was like it was like
You know
to
what the thing
me.
is? Because Metal Gear is acquired taste, folks. Metal Gear and all the sneaking and stuff, Snake! Like, it's an acquired taste. But I feel like a large majority of gamers, like, if you think of a gamer, a third person run around action adventure feels like a movie, Uncharted. I,
Well,
mm,
I think The Last of Us. I thought that was like sort of better than the likes of Uncharted.
it is, but The Last of Us only
Real
had two. But The Last
doesn't
of Us only
matter.
had two games.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah. And honestly, listen, The Last of Us Part 1 is my number one all-time best game I ever played in my life. Meaning, The Last of Us Part 3. I don't mean a remaster or the remaster. Right? I'm talking about when it came out on PlayStation 3. Because my experience at that given time, I was like, whoa, this game blew me away. You know? And I can't think of another game that when I played it that day, it like blew me out, like blew me away. But guys, we're gonna bring somebody else in here as I get through the chat. Guys, coming in is my guy, none other than the 8K warrior himself, Project Storm. Project, what's up, brother?
Hey, you know what? Every time I see you and Hopes on the stream, I have to do it, man. I have to jump in.
Got it.
What's going on,
It's
y'all?
a thing now. It's a thing now.
We're all in it together.
And I'm gonna need this answer too, Mr. 8K. And I don't want you to try to skip out on this either. I want you to answer it just like
I'm answering everything. Hey, look, man. From now on,
okay.
You ask me whatever. Ask me what my social security number is. I'll tell you.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. But no, that's how I feel too. I feel like, yo, if you ask me a question, like when there's controversy in the community, I'm writing in chats, bro. I'm going live, and all I'm gonna say is this: if you ask me, I'm gonna say it. I'm saying names. I'm saying birthdays. Just don't ask me that. If you don't want to hear it, don't ask me. But yeah, so Project, I got somebody else that's coming in the building, and then I need you to answer this. But none other than the man who got banned from Twitter today himself. Hashtag Media Guy. Can't take this guy nowhere. What's up, hashtag? This guy will come in here.
You got banned for real?
Yeah, got banned for real. He hit me up. He's like, hey, by the way, just to let you know, if you can't see me on Twitter, I got banned. I said, well, he'll be in the Twitter jail for a little bit. He'll be back. Because he's a wrestling fan. So he was saying something about a wrestler because he didn't show up to a meet and greet, and I guess that deemed him, to get banned on Twitter. Let's see. Primo said because I have 192 games I can play on my phone, laptop, desktop, and TV. I can play with my family at the same time. I can easy stream with my old desktop. I've paid an average of $6 per game. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He's talking about Stadia, by the way. I'm going to answer mine.
Yeah, but you couldn't say, you say $6 per game, averaging 192, but no, that's got to be with the Stadia Pro games. That can't be 192 bought and then you come up with the average. If that's the case, you have to factor in the Pro monthly price and then divide it by whatever.
Hey, listen, Project, this is the problem. Rock here is sitting here talking about I can't choose one. Daddy loved all his children. No, Rock, we need an answer today. All right, by the time you get off of here, we need an answer. Holtz, can you reiterate your answer again, please?
Oh, no, you have to
see how you make a proper answer.
So what I was saying is I love the Nintendo Switch because it gives me the flexibility of moving, playing AAA exclusives and plus all my well-established franchises over God knows how many years, making it portable. And yeah, I just forgot what I said the first time, but I believe it's actually a great system. And for what it is, the price of entry, the gorgeous screen, how it feels, how it runs, and where it's going in the future. So
nice. Now, Mr. Herbal actually left out VR, and then he realized, oh wait, I don't know. But yeah, so Quest 2 for him.
And
You said you have
I know the
yeah.
VR. I know VR is a great experience. I know Mr. Well really loves it. But for the generations of consoles that he's had, to sit there, that's a big ask. To say the Quest 2 is the most important at the moment.
You see what Lion said? He said Metal Gear is special to him and it's his favorite of all time. But The Last of Us gave him probably the same similar experience. I mean, wow. Anyway, so Project, my brother, what is your favorite gaming platform? You know, currently, obviously.
Currently, all right, it's a toss up. It's PC. GeForce
Mhm.
Now is holding it down in the cloud.
Right.
PC is the way to go over console. I only have one console, that's the Series X, but
Okay.
nothing compares to these PCs out here these days, man. So I'm feeling those right now.
That's what that. Listen, that is a great answer. When I think about it, man. So when you think of a PC, right? Again, if you had a pretty good rig, let's just put that out there. But if you had a pretty good rig, you aren't missing out on anything. You could do VR. You could get every game. Now, of course, there's gonna be certain exclusives you can't get, but that's with anything, right? If you Xbox, you're not gonna get a PlayStation exclusive or a Nintendo exclusive. So, man, you know, if you got a pretty good rig on PC, I could definitely feel you on that. But can you at least explain a little more detailed, Project, why you would choose PC?
Well, I mean, everybody that knows me, I care about the whole picture when it comes to gaming, man.
Mhm.
Performance and the beautiful graphics or whatever, right? So, I mean, there's nothing else doing that better than PC right now. Consoles are making strides, they're trying to get there, but man, PC is on a different level as far as like what you have access to. You know what I mean? The hardware,
Right.
certain software and everything like Discord, for example, and others. There's so much you could do, man. Mods and all that stuff that I don't even jump into, but the sky's the limit, man. Performance is just the key right now. Because
I got
you know what though, Cowboy, I could play a bad game that
you. Okay.
runs great on PC, and I can play that game for longer than 5 or 10 minutes. But you give me a bad game that runs bad, 5 or 10 minutes at tops. You know
Well,
what I mean?
good game that runs bad. I got you. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, oh yeah, well, no, I
Yeah.
said a bad game that runs bad. Then I can't play that long. But if you give me a good game, a bad game that runs really good, put it like that,
Right.
then I can tinker with it. I can see what's going on because it runs so well. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
I don't know.
No, it
I'm on a
makes sense.
different level
Listen,
when it comes to that.
and I love that you listen. If somebody heard you on Tuesday, Wednesday, last Friday, you've been saying this since day one. And I love to see the evolution of you too, because that shows that you are a made man, meaning you are you, and it doesn't matter. You're sticking to being you. And I love that about you, man. Let's try to bring hashtag back in here. Hashtag, can we hear you now?
What's up?
What's
Can
up?
you
You
hear me?
tell
What
me.
up? What up?
We hear you.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, listen, you still in jail, man. What's going on? They feeding you bread and water or what?
Yeah, for real, for real. I'm locked out. I got worked into a suit talking about wrestling.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know how it
Well,
is.
before you answer that, Rock is cheating again. He said, my favorite is GF Stadia now. Rock is creating platforms.
He
Oh,
sounds like the Dr. Frankenstein of the cloud. He's
yeah,
created like an
right?
abomination.
He's Maker said PC definitely so many peripherals to play games with and tons of games to choose from. Now, Project, let me ask you this. Someone told me there, Mr. Irborn told me way back when, and I think someone else told me this. Isn't there a thing, and hosts know this too, isn't there a thing called Stream, what is it, Stream Connect? Or is there a way for you to just have an app on your phone and play your like kind of remote play your PC to like a phone and stuff like that?
Oh, the stream link.
Yeah,
Yep.
stream them. Yeah, so technically you don't really need cloud gaming, right? So,
It doesn't work exactly the same. I thought about that too at one point. Yeah, it's just cloud streaming is just it's on a whole different level, I guess,
mhm.
as far as
Don't you,
accessibility goes, I think.
don't you have to worry about download space and all that with
Yeah,
See
with
what
you
what
know
you're
what
what?
doing?
the,
Doesn't
Well, go
Streamlink?
ahead,
I mean,
Cowboy.
yeah. I was gonna say, doesn't Streamlink require you to have a certain amount of storage? And
Yeah. I mean,
So
what I hate about Steam Link is I hate the idea of me consuming my electricity and having the power upstairs just to move to another room, where cloud, it's all off somewhere else that's doing the heavy power, and then I just have the smallest form factor device to play it. Where if I was doing a stream link, I was like, if I was in my friends and I was stream linking on, I'd be worried if in case my PC is never going to burn up. But I'm like, there's still a factor in my head. What happens if I leave it on for hours? What will happen if I'm not there? So I don't
man,
stream.
Rock just won't answer this question. He's giving me all of this. I'd rather sit in front of the TV. Don't want to sit in front of my PC for hours. But you still didn't answer the question, Rock. Somebody go to Rock's house and get this man to answer this question. But hashtag, what's up, man? Let me know what's your preferred gaming platform currently.
Oh man, you gonna do me like that? I don't know. I just reposted Suna's video last night. I don't know if you guys watched the Stadia versus Amazon Luna video that Suna made. I mean, I think he kind of breaks it down better than I think anybody could or has so far. I mean, there's like pluses and minuses to both ends of it, and it really comes down if you're a games person like you, Cowboy, it comes down to what games you want to play, you know. And then there's some people where it just comes down to I totally understand they like the versatility of Stadia's business model. You know, the fact that you have the choice of either being free or being, you know, to pay for your games all by themselves, or to be a pro member. That kind of that's hard to beat, that kind of flexibility. But like, there are things about Luna that for me personally, with limited Wi-Fi and a couple kids sucking on that same Wi-Fi, I don't know what it is about Luna, but it runs really, really well for me. Maybe I need to look a little deeper at my Wi-Fi settings for Stadia to see if I'm getting bogged down on one of the Chromecasts on like a 2.4 gig connection or something. Yeah, maybe I've got that going on one of them or something, but for some reason Luna just runs like butter smooth. And then also the controller issue is, I mean, it's not an issue, but like Suna kind of breaks it down. It's very, very seamless. There's no codes to enter or anything like that. So, but then again, if you don't like the games on there, none of that means anything. Correct. And there's certain games and areas where Stadia just annihilates them, like fighting games, sports games, I would say almost that whole genre. Like, there's not much really, if you think about it, for fighting games on Luna. There's like one game that I can't even remember the name of, and that's literally it, except for the Street Fighter retro stuff. So I mean, and then you got over on the other side, you got Stadia, where they've got Power Rangers, which has slowly become like one of the biggest fighters going. It's really, really popular in 2020.
Thanks to the Cowboy, because nobody was playing that game but me at first. Yeah. I'm just going to say that. That's true.
I'll give you that. Yeah, you were made fun of. I remember Ryzak calling you out and making fun of you when I was asking whether to buy that or Monster Truck. But yeah, I mean, I think that they all do different things better than other. I think that there's a couple things about the UI on Luna that kind of put it over the top for me. Also, you know, the UI on the Chromecast allows you to search, you know, or it allows you to search, it allows you to sort with, you know, genres and folders and stuff. That UI on Stadia is still a little bit of a sticking point for me because of the fact that I've got so many games now. So I've got like 160 games. It's really hard to cycle through all of them. I know there are ways to get around that and make it a lot easier by like launching games from your phone. So I've gotten a lot better about doing that. But again, I think it all just comes down to personal preference for people and where you're going to find the game you want to play wherever it is, whether it's, you know, I mean, people running out and buying PlayStations to play WWE 2K.
So let me say this real quick, because Rock's going to drive me crazy. I'm about to jump out 8 windows right now. He said, yeah, but I mix and match the... Listen, all right, let me change the question. Damn it, I need to change the question. If a gun was pointed to your head, if you was on an airplane and you could only choose one, all right? Can I get Holtz and my guy, Project Storm, came out the gate and they had a little, well, you know why? But they picked one. Hashtag do me the honors and just say Luna. Can you pick one? Can you pick one?
Stadia.
Okay, and why?
Yeah, I go back and forth every day. I mean,
Well,
you know, if I'm
today,
playing Super,
today,
if
for
I
this
think it
stream,
goes.
all
That's
right,
why
just for this stream. You might
I
change your
think it
mind
speaks to
tomorrow,
the
but for this
games
stream, why is it Stadium?
because I think about what I just told you about the fact that there's these entire genres of big games that are kind of like. I mean, they do an awesome job of like showing you like a smorgasbord or a buffet of games, but if you're like a true hardcore gamer, that's not enough for you, basically, is what I'm getting at. It's like a nice accent, but it's not the whole meal. Whereas like Stadia, you've got Resident Evil, you've got, you know, Red Dead, you've got big games. I mean, there are some big games over there, but it's more of like a sampler thing of a bunch of
Right.
awesome additional games, and I don't know if that's enough to like hang your hat on and say that, you know, I mean, because you're telling me to pick one, like I have to get rid of the other. I guess I'd have to stay with Stadia if that was the case.
Thank you. I appreciate that very long answer. Now,
Yeah.
hey, Primo. So Primo said, this will be an endless stream because we do have our preferences. What I'm asking you is if you had to choose one. I'm going to change this question. I'm going to change the question in the title. But if you had to choose, I'm going to put only one, really big.
Yeah.
But Project Storm, I want to back up here because Mr. Urban World, he said he disagreed with you. And
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
I wanted to bring that up. So
Cowboy,
Yeah, he
I was
I can't say that he's wrong. I was just saying that you know, I was kind of saying they're different as far as accessibility goes. Like, and then Holtz came back and elaborated a little bit. But Mr. Urban, shout out to Mr. Urban World, man. You know what I'm saying? He's tested, he's put more hours into it. So I, you know, I didn't realize that the stream from happened where he had a PC or whatever stream from Canada to you and all that.
right,
See,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't use it in that way. So, you know, I'm just saying from my experiences and all that stuff, you know. I think cloud is just more I don't know so if you can go anywhere, now he has me thinking if you can go anywhere. Now I'm thinking about Xbox remote play and and PlayStation and all this other stuff, right?
right.
Yeah, I'm just like now. So that's what I'm thinking about, Cowboy. But look, go ahead and break it down, man, because like I said, it's not about who's right or wrong right here. It's about
That's the thing I want people to get right. My question was just, and I'm rewording it. Sorry, I'm in the process of changing the title. But my thing is just if you had to choose one, right? Just what would it
yeah.
be and why? That's all. So
Nah,
we
but
all know. Hey,
he
I
was
like them
talking.
all.
Nah,
But just for the sake of this stream, just if you had to choose one. So I love what you
yeah.
said. I love how host broke it down.
We're going hi-
Finally, I love
we're,
how
we're
hashtag broke it down.
we're going Highlander style, aren't we? There only can be
The
one.
only
Just
one. There can
that's
only
the
be
rule.
one.
That's
yeah. No, he was responding to my the accessibility when I was talking about the streaming portion
The
of
streaming.
cloud versus like the remote play or whatever streaming that goes on outside of cloud. It's complicated to explain it, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, man, it should be an easy question to answer. If you had to choose
Yeah.
one, y'all, if you had to choose just one, if somebody said, yo, you can't have that, you can cry all you want, what are you gonna pick? I'm gonna pick PC. If I can't have that natively, then GeForce Now.
Gaming platform and why? Okay. And let me just put, because I do want to get into this. I know Rock mentioned already the TV, and I got Project Storm on here, so this is awesome. I've been actually watching a bunch of versus videos and researching TVs, so you guys are perfect to be on here. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna actually answer the question myself because you could kind of say I'm tap dancing. The game vote said xCloud, and it's not just a cloud thing either. Just so you know. But he said I choose xCloud. All right, cool. That is cool. So let me answer.
xCloud's a service. I mean, you could play that on PC, mobile, Xbox. Is that really a platform when it's a service?
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, yeah, because if you look at it this way. I look at xCloud just as Stadia, to be honest with you. I didn't have an Xbox, right? And guess what? I was just playing Forza and all that stuff. My friend of mine said, He literally said the other day, man, I might get an Xbox because I want to play Forza. I said, bro, I don't have an Xbox and I just play Forza. He was like, what? How'd you do that? I said, you got xCloud. You can play it on your PC, but you still have to pay for that specific, pay for xCloud, right? $15 a month. And then you could play it on anything. So I feel like I'll call it a platform.
The Game Pass Ultimate.
All right.
Yeah, Game Pass Ultimate, right?
All right, check it out. So Cowboy, this is how I feel. I feel like Stadia is the real platform when it comes to the cloud. You know what I'm saying? Because GeForce Now, I feel like that's the service. Interestingly enough, Luna and all the other xCloud, their services, right? Because now we used to have this talk, man. Me, Rev, MM2K, all of us. We used to always talk of what is a platform, because you couldn't refer to Stadia as nothing but a platform because of the architecture, the layout, and all how everything was built and all that stuff, right? Because it had its own storefront where you could buy games and all that. So it was just like this idea of a platform where nothing else is. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you all brought this up, man. Stadia is a platform, and when you look at everything that they have going on and what platforms are about,
See, the reason why I said xCloud can get the pass is because I feel like it's up to you what games you like in gaming, right? So for me, let's say I cancel Stadia and I don't play on anything else. I can easily play on xCloud. They're going to continue to get games, right? I'm going to be able to play on whatever. And it's still a gaming platform, if you ask me, right? Because it's sufficient to keep getting games. So, or if I play on only Luna, right? Luna's going to keep getting games. They might not get this game or that game, but guess what? Not everything gets every game. So I feel like you could choose just about, somebody could just only say GFN. And they'd be like, well, you know what? Yes, you have to buy your games via Steam or Epic, but but you might not have a PC. You still could use only GFN.
Yeah,
so,
I think they're loopholes. It's like me saying, "Oh, I like playing PC because I can emulate Switch games," and I just went off on a tangent about emulation and everything else.
I'm not saying that can't be an answer.
Sort of a loophole in the answer, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, you still can only pick one. So if you want to choose only PC because you can emulate, well, that's a valid answer, right? I mean, I know the Xbox One was able to emulate games too, right? So. But let me say it. All right, guys. So you all know I recently bought a PlayStation 5. And you all know that I've been said many times before that PlayStation, I'm a PlayStation guy. PlayStation was my favorite platform, right?
PlayStation Cowboy.
The PlayStation Cowboys coming back
That's
on
right.
June 13th.
My little Sony, our little Sony pony.
June 13th, the PlayStation Cowboy Sony pony is coming back because they will actually have a cloud
service.
Hit
the cheer button, man. What are you doing? Hit the cheer button, man. Come on.
My little pony, Cowboy Brony.
Yeah. Now, I cut that. So, but I will have to say this. Yes, I bought a PlayStation 5. I didn't even play a game yet. I downloaded 3 games that I could think of that I want to try. Now, I got an older TV, which is why I need you guys to help me out. But I want to see what they look like on my older TV, right? But before we get to that, I'm still going to say Stadia, and this is why. If I only had to choose Stadia today, yes, I won't have certain games, but there's not one game that's out today that I feel like I'm missing out on. The WWE 2K game is the only game that I wanted to get day one. And you know what happened? It came out, and I didn't buy it. I went and played at my brother's house only once, and I never played it again. So that just shows I didn't fall off my chair and die because Stadia didn't play it.
No, I'm not dead. I'm not dead either, but I do want it, though.
Yeah. But listen, the sun came up the next day. I was still breathing. I was able to go to work. Life didn't stop. So for right now, I'm going to say Stadia because I can play it on every device that I own. I can still go to my mother-in-law's when we go every so often and play it. I can still even do content because it allowed me to stream from my phone, right, to YouTube. It still has a store, so I can buy certain games, and it also allows me to have Stadia Pro and get games. And then my caveat is the Stadia community because I play a hell of a lot of games with them. And even with my PlayStation 5, if I start playing a game tonight, yeah, I can find some of my old friends that I used to play games with, but I feel like it wouldn't be exactly the same as playing with some of you guys. So that's why I'll have to choose Stadia. I think Stadia, now, if this was like 2 years from now, a year from now, where the PlayStation 5 had a bunch of PlayStation 5 games, and I'm like, whoa, but just today, if I have to answer, I don't see the other platforms having something where I feel I have to choose. Like Project Storm want graphical fidelity, so Stadia can't hold up. I get that. Right now, I want games, so I bought a PlayStation 5 to future proof that I won't miss out on these games that Stadia won't get. There just isn't any game today. But if you ask me probably 6 months from now or something, I'm probably like, bro, Stadia ain't getting that, and I need that. So yeah, I'm going with Stadia.
All right, let me correct you real quick. Let me correct you. I want more than graphical fidelity. I want the FPS. I want the games themselves. You know what I mean? I want the user base to get stronger. I want a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So I think because of my love of the visuals and all of the latest bells and whistles, ray tracing, all that stuff, right? DLSS and all this, right? I think people get that misconstrued, man. And I just need to correct people who think that I'm only about the shiny, beautiful graphics. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that wasn't you. I know that wasn't you, but I just use it as an opportunity to remind people that you can find me playing indie titles and stuff.
Well, what I wanted to remind people, or I want to spell out, is that to be fair, Stadia just won't compete in that area.
Right.
That's why I was throwing it out.
No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, I know what you meant.
And that's not a knock at anything, but Stadia just can't compete in that area.
I didn't take it as that at all, because we've already had this conversation. In fact, the last conversation when Purple got on, I had to break that down so that, because she asked a question. She said she was watching my content, which I appreciate. Shout out to Purple Haze, by the way, too. I was in that Tomb Raider stream yesterday, checking it out. Dropped a like on that. That was dope. So this is what, hey man, I'm all about the grown up conversation, man. I'm all about it. I'm not about this, yo, man. Hey, cake bash is all we need. I'm not about that. I'm not about My Little Pony. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have questions and concerns, but I also keep in mind that there's positives as well, and I'll get into some of those today. I guarantee.
Hey, can I ask Storm a tough question?
What up? Go ahead, tough.
All
right,
right,
time.
man.
You got me, man. I'm not holding back.
So, first of all, shout out to Storm, because a year ago I got into Stadia, and I'm 95.5% sure that it was one of Storm's 2 shows that I was listening to when I first got into it, and he knows that. But we've talked about it off the air. But man, shout out to Storm for everything, and for staying true to gaming and all of us in general, even when you're not playing Stadia. But I want to ask you, do you think that some of your movement towards GFN or PC gaming is just like you were in the trenches, you were close to the marketing team, and do you feel like maybe things aren't moving along, not according to plan, as always says? They are going according to plan, but maybe not as quickly as maybe you would have hoped, and maybe the communication hasn't been as upfront as you would have hoped about their forward progress, Stadia, that is?
Man, you know what? That's a great way to put that question. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how you ask a question to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you, and just to let people know, man. Hashtag media guy. We were chopping it up. Like, he has my cell number. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about when I feel people are real and genuine and all that stuff, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So now that's a great question. I will say it was a number of things for me, because my eyes were wide open. Me and Cowboy talked about it, man, when it came to the tech side, right? The tech side, AV1 codec, that was me, right? Just letting people know about the future. But I thought that future was going to come faster. And then the communication, at first I was like, man, get out of here. Canoe people, haters, and naysayers and all that, man. Y'all don't know what the heck y'all talking about when you talk about Stadia. Phil Harrison is the real Phil. You got to remember, this was me. And I remember that was me, right? And I go back at those. I'll play any video I've ever made, and I stand behind it when it comes to Stadia. What caught me off guard was the fact that I just didn't know the pace. Like, if I had known the pacing, then I would have been like, yo, let me chill, let me sound like Rev. Because Rev kept saying it. Hey, shout out to Rev. And I know that's one of the shows you were talking about, man. Because you
right on.
Chat. So check it out. So Rev, he used to always say, Storm, man, you know what? I don't have my bar set too high. I don't have my expectations set that high. You know what I'm saying? Just temper your, expectations and everything will be good. And I'm like, man, what the hell are you talking about? It's
And
Stadia,
credit to
bro.
him.
Do you understand?
Yeah, that's still the flag he waves. Credit to him on that.
Exactly. And
You
so
know.
what I'm saying is this is Google, man. I think a lot of us got on board because it's Google. Like if this was let me see, Tom and Jerry's no name brand, but see Tom and Jerry's big too. Or if it
Right,
was
right.
like
Yeah, it is.
Billy Sims barbecue cloud gaming, something like that, man, I probably wouldn't have jumped on. But see, I had already tried on live. I came over to Stadia. I had my hopes so high. And I was like, it just makes sense that Google has the resources and they have extra, like endless pockets to make things happen. And I understand the budget and how that works when it
Right.
comes to Stadia as a platform, right? So it was so many things that I just was so excited about. And I thought those things were going to come to light quicker than they did. And so that's what made me shift my focus. And I told people, if you really followed me, I told people in several videos that, yo, I'm just going to be shifting my focus when it comes to content. Now, GeForce Now would not get any burn from me if it wasn't for the 3080 tier. It wouldn't get that much burn. You heard me on record saying it's not there. It's not on par with Stadia at the 4K. And CGX and so many people were saying, I don't know, y'all might want to pay attention to the fidelity. Like once you bump the graphic settings up, but I'm just like, it's not there for me, man. I get the Spidey connection and all this stuff. So it wasn't like I just made a switch, hashtag, man, and just said, yo, I'm on the bandwagon. That's never going to be me. You know what I'm saying? I provide so many videos so people can see why I'm so excited, man. Like if you stop on my stream and you're like, yo, that don't look good or that don't look solid or the performance is not consistent or whatever, then I might need to hang it up. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I do, man. I let my content speak for me. But it's not
Yeah.
about me hating Stadia, man. I wish every month, Stadia, is this going to be the month? Is this going to be the year? Go ahead and make this noise so I can come back out here and act a fool. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all
Can
about for me. It's not that Stadia just did. It's not doing enough for me as a consumer. It's not. But I don't just step on it and say it's trash. It's dead. I don't have to do that. You know?
It's
Yeah.
just the plan isn't exactly moving at the speed kind of like what I indicated.
Right. Right.
Do you know
So let me hold
Flash?
up before you say that hashtag, because that was a great answer. But I want to make sure I one, jump in the chat, but two, bring in right now my God, Lord Silly Nipples.
What is up, everybody? This is Lord Silly Nipples here. You guys
What's up,
might
man?
recognize me.
Listen, I
My voice,
recognize
at
you
least.
today. All right, just calm down. Okay.
Hello, fine sir.
Hello, how you doing?
So Rock, you did not answer. Let me just respond to Rock real quick, and then want to say what's up to Mike. He just jumped in the building. 0 gains for me. I actually inboxed you my video. I made a video last year when my nephew brought over his PlayStation 5. I actually played it, and I played Astro Boy because I know you recommended I play that. So I actually played it. So check that out. And let's see. I think somebody else said something in chat I was looking at. Man. Let's see. We got a couple PCs. People said PC, which is cool. So also, Rock, you said something that something else does everything, but they don't do. Let me see. You said it does the best streaming, YouTube or Twitch with camera. Shame they dumped the browser, as I'd even used it to stream Stadia. So what were you talking about? Because that I don't know. And also, Rock said he doubt that actually. So hashtag. Rock said he feel that Luna isn't coming out of the United States, which is interesting.
Well, I don't know. If you watch Virtual Cloud, they just made a video where they said they got some kind of communication, and I think Bibbidi Bob Suna and Ron could back me up on this. I think they all got the founder's email, and there was some mention in there about additional news that a lot of people are taking to mean that they got something in the works. I don't want to speak to that exactly. I don't know anything,
Right.
but I mean,
well, can you bring up?
I did have one other. I had one other question before I forget though for Storm, because I wanted to ask him back around this time, like last year, right around that time when I joined. That was when the Chromecast. Remember when you guys were all waiting for it to start supporting the app?
Yep.
Remember that? You remember that, Cowboy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like when that happened and the 4K was rocking on some of those early games and you guys were getting a feel for that because I wasn't there, like I said. When that started happening, were you maybe does that tie into what I was asking you? Were you kind of hoping that like did that get you super as excited as it did me?
Yeah, but I didn't even get the CC what Chromecast with Google TV device. I
Oh,
didn't even
really?
get it because I was waiting. I was waiting for people to say how much better it was. I was waiting to hear things like AV1. I was waiting for a lot of different things, and and then the OG Chromecast Ultra that I had felt good, like they had like they
Okay.
upgraded a little bit or optimized it a little bit better, right? And I made a video about that. So I just held off, and then when I realized that it wasn't, I thought an upgrade was going to follow. You know what I'm saying? I really did. So
Yeah.
not now my Stadia tenure does not depend on a hardware upgrade or whatever, right? That's something that I just want. That's icing on the cake. But what I'm saying is when I get games, and certain games perform at 30 FPS. Now we're talking different consoles, we're talking PC out there in the chat, we're talking about everything, right? So when I go to jump on Far Cry 5, I've been waiting on that. I was happy for MM2K, for example, and then that comes in at 30. I'm like, dang. Then Far Cry 6, a game that I was waiting for, and I was like, dang. And then I'm like, okay, I jump into so many other games, and it's like the performance is not there. Then I'm like, what is going on? Then I start hearing so I don't want to take up the mic because I know Cowboy has some good questions and stuff, but that's what I was feeling about when it came to the 4K and the Chromecast with Google TV and all that stuff, right?
See, yeah, you
Everything that
didn't
we
even get
talked
the new
about that was
dongle.
tech
Okay.
related. I didn't even
Yeah, I
get it.
didn't.
I never even got
Yeah,
it.
I didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Yep, never even got it, bro.
Cowboy,
And it's because I was
You
playing on
got
the
the
desktop real
Yeah,
heavy.
you got
the Google TV, the Chromecast with Google TV.
yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
You know what's funny though? So my wife, she plays on TV. I don't play on TV at all. And it freezes a lot on her. Like, I don't know if I need to reinstall it or not reinstall it or do something, but yeah, she'll play Stadia a lot and it'll just freeze and then it'll unfreeze and she would have got killed or something while it froze. She's like, what the hell? But that happens kind of often.
Yeah, I have a lot of better.
Desktop is the way to go.
Sometimes I have better luck with my phone, to be honest.
Well, I noticed this though. I play on the phone often, like on Mondays when like Ray is playing his stream. So a lot of times I just grab my phone. But I noticed this. It plays better if I go to the web browser and play Stadia versus the app. The app would have that warning, oh, your internet is bad. And I'm like, what? So then I'll switch to the web browser. That never happens on the web browser. It's a
You
lot
know,
smoother.
you know what's hilarious about what you're saying is that I've heard a couple people on Twitter say the very same thing that you're saying, except about what you were just saying about the app freezing on the actual TV app. And I've heard people that use like an alternate app or something that they've had to, that they had to go through whatever downloader to download it, side load it or whatever, and that they had better luck with it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You'd think that would be on Google's radar, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
have too many issues. I don't have too many issues with games freezing. I just, I'm honest about it. I've got 30 Mbps Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah.
Rock said, just to be clear, Rock said no. I said may not. So he said Luna may not come out of US. He said the streaming box I was talking about was a PS5. Okay. And he said he choose Stadia. Cool. Now, Rock, can you say why you choose Stadia? Just saying. I prefer the original CCU too. Yeah, I feel like I didn't have much issues with that, to be honest with you. GFN worked horrible on my mobile 5G. And G Million said had to go back to work. Well, thanks for jumping on, G Million. And if you can, at least write in the chat which platform do you choose. Also, Purple Haze did say, but again, Amazon streaming isn't the best everywhere, and they still expanded it. So here's the question, though. I noticed that I missed it somehow, but isn't there something that said Amazon is about to get a bunch of games? Can one of you guys tell me about that?
I don't know about a bunch, but there's five more coming this
I
year.
heard a few.
Yeah.
Okay, what 5 games are those? I've seen some people like,
so they got Res Evil 2, Res Evil 3, Fudge. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I can't really think of the other ones, but I mean, I know a lot of people are excited about the because they're like remastered Resident Evil
Right.
2 and 3. So I know a lot of people are
Both
excited
the
about
ones I just played and beat. Yeah, those was the game. My wife and I, we just rented those. So we rented part 2 remastered. We beat it, and then we rented part 3 remastered and beat it. That was the last game I just returned. But yeah, but a good one, man. Listen, both games are good. Part 3 was really good. But yeah, that's what I remember. Because every time I was streaming that, Carrot Man will come on and say, oh, Stadia needs to get these games. Stadia needs to get these games. So when he was streaming the other day, I was watching stream. He was like, God damn it, Luna's getting them. I was like, oh, he was just
they got Super Monkey Ball, which is that's what I've been on is Super Monkey Ball, the Sega game. I can't stop with that game. I love it. It's you know Super Monkey Ball. You know what that is.
Yeah, back in the day.
I can't be excited for like Resident Evil 2 and 3 for Luna. I love Capcom. I love Resident Evil games. You know, I'm a big fan. But I feel like I loved 7 and 8 on Stadia. And that I was like, oh, this is a brilliant franchise to play in the cloud. And I felt there was only a handful of people that said, yeah, but, you know, it's only Resident Evil. And I felt it just defizzled what Stadia actually had. So I feel like now a lot of people now are cheering Luna on. And I'm like, you weren't saying that last year when Stadia had their Resident Evil franchise. So.
And this is why Holtz. That's why we need a wave of titles, man. Like yeah. I know, and we're gonna talk GFN, Stadia, Luna. Shout out to Amazon Ron, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that 5G GeForce Now, man. It might be something you could do to help. I remember people having issues with Stadia 5G and everything else, Xbox, cloud gaming and all that stuff, right? But we're gonna get back to that too, man. This right here, hey Cowboy. First of all, this is a perfect timing for a show, man. But yo, it's what do you have, man? Forget what I'm saying right now. What do you have? Because I'll take over the show, and I don't want to do that.
Hey, listen, ahead, you know Cowboy. What? I appreciate you adding what you adding. So my format for shows, man, is I love throwing that link in there because I want you guys to come in and add value, right? So I always say this: the guests, you guys add value because you bring up stuff that I didn't think of, and then the audience, they love to hear this too. So Project, as you just so with get that coming through your head, you know.
Now, with that being said, then let me say what I was gonna say. All right, so I wish GeForce Now gets 27 games. They've gotten 29 games. They've gotten 10 games. They've gotten 12, 13 games, right? So that right there, to me, when it comes to what games people are available, what games people can play, so I feel like that's another thing. Hashtag just to get back to what you were saying, like what kind of made me say, whoa, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's look at Stadia as a whole and look at cloud gaming as a whole and everything, because now you see Sonny and other people talking about the breakdown of cloud gaming and that, MM2K kept saying, yo, it's a 1% business, it's a 2% business. I'm like, man, why don't you sit down, bro? Like nobody want to hear that it's a 1% business. Where? And then I realized that what he was talking about, right? So Sonny is now they're saying it's going to be a slow grind. Clive and others out there, everybody is saying it now, and it's just and the sucker.
Oh yeah, Sonny made a new video today talking about that very thing today.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like taking some of the oxygen out of me. Myself, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, dang, I don't want to hear that. I'm having so much fun with cloud gaming, man. I know I don't. Yeah. So I don't see the thing is I don't want to wait 5-6 years for Stadia to do what GeForce Now did. And so going back to the games, if Stadia dropped 10 to 15 games and 3 or 4 of those was quality games, and then they had 2 bangers each and every month, man, we wouldn't have this discussion about Resident Evil 7 and 8 was okay, but that's not enough because it's really not. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in at the host, man. I always piggyback off of what host says, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me tag in there. Honestly, listen, don't kill me, but that's why I went out and got a new console. Because that's why last week my question was, do you like the tech more than you like games? And I get it. If you're like, listen, I can just play any game anywhere. Let me not say any game. But if I can play games, if I can play the games I have anywhere, that's cool, right? And listen, I was living off that for a while, but listen, my gaming pedigree is, bro, don't get me started. So I just love to have the options to get any game if I chose to want that game. So I realized I can't do that on Stadia. So the combo for me, right, is Stadia and PlayStation. And I think that's fine. But if you look me in the face, like one thing I don't, hold on, hashtag, one thing I don't like is when people say, look how many games you still got on Stadia. You don't need that game. First of all, don't tell me what game I don't need. And second of all, you can't just say somebody don't need this game because they didn't play that game. Because that game they didn't play might not be their cup of tea. So I don't think that's fair. So I just want to tag in on that one project. But you know, I do agree though, if they had 2 bangers a month or 2 bangers every 2 months, right? You'd be like, yo, you know what? I mean, they still getting some bangers,
they're making moves, and they're making moves. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, yo, when are they gonna make the moves? That's the big question in the room. Like, if hey, let me just say this, man, because I ain't scared. I don't have to duck from shoes and tomatoes and stuff, right? Check this out. It's okay if we fanboy out at times. I do it. We all have our moments when we're fans. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I can't sit here and act like it's cool for outright games to not carry Stadia right now. You know, going into the summer. Like I need to hear that Star Wars is. I need to hear something as a Stadian. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I need something to be excited about, and I'm not the only one that said that. Thank goodness. I'm not the only one that said that recently and over the past year or the past few months or whatever. So that's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying that won't happen because I think the Ducks are getting lined up. But if I hear about load charge poured in one more time, load change, load charge, whatever the heck, if I hear about it one more time and I don't get, if I don't get a list of titles.
So let me say this.
If I don't get a long laundry list titles for low charge porting or whatever, I don't want to hear about it, man. I'm done. I'm done listening to all that.
Is my boy, right? He's my guy. We put together the Stadia Community Day, so I don't need to prove how cool we are. But I will say, him and this damn low change porting is driving me crazy because I get it. Man. But if you and I said it, many people heard me say this, Storm. So if you haven't heard me say this, I'm big on statements. Okay. If you could shake my hand, look me in my eyes, if you could write it on a piece of paper and sign it, cool. I get it. The load change porting is going to make it easier for developers to port games to Stadia platform. But which games and which developers? That's what we don't know.
How will they perform? That's another question.
You know what the crux of Sonny's video though is kind of unspoken, but he says it without saying it, and that's that, you know, and it's nothing that hasn't been said before. The reason Stadia got a lot of those games like Resident Evil is because they paid for them, and there's a reason why people are upset that they're not paying for those games anymore, and I do understand that that's not sustainable long term. But, you know, it goes back to what you said. You said the O word, options. I mean, that's so important. What it was the very first thing you said to me, you know, about Luna. You're like, well, I don't want it, but for $9.99, you know, what do you got to lose for $9.99? You spend that much, you know, on Stadia Pro.
Originally, I said for $6 is what I said.
Right. But I mean, I was paying $9.99 for the two, for Luna Plus and for the family channel, so it's $9.99, and it's like, I mean, that's just a no-brainer for me. Keep your options open,
Let me do something real quick though, guys. So last time I didn't get to do this live, but so I want to do this and hold up my not end of the bargain, but. So Lion, let me highlight the last thing he said. I don't even know if he's still in here, but I just want to thank him. He's a newer person watching some of my content, and he ended up mentioning that he's also a content creator. So I was trying to get him to give me his link, but he wasn't able to, and I was literally ending my stream. So what I want to do, Lion, if you're still in here, I tried to do this, but I'm going to do it now. So guys, here's Lion channel. He does some interesting stuff. They do movie reviews and stuff like that. So if you guys want, definitely check him out. Check out his channel. This is his channel right here. You know, so I just did want to help him out because it was cool. Him and a couple guys, they do movie reviews and all that. And you guys know I love watching movies. And so when he told me that, I said, dude, man, I'd love to shout out anybody's channel. So for any of you guys actually watching, you got a channel, you want me to shout it out, definitely let me know. You know, Holtz, whenever you're going to start streaming, let me know. My guy Project, I'm about to go find the link to your channel right now so I can throw it in the in the chat as well, because I like
Well,
to.
well, I've just subbed to Lion. You know, I
Awesome.
agree with exactly the same with Cowboy. I'm a big movie fan, gaming and stuff like that. So anyone that talks.
I'm gonna try to get back to doing more shorts soon, especially since I'm on lockdown. Especially since I'm on lockdown now from Twitter, I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, your shorts was great. Let's see. Oh, so let me get into the TVs, guys. Help me out. So I got PlayStation 5. I've been hearing the world talk about LG C1, and then my friend said, no, get the Sony A80J, and I was like, I don't know. I hear all the gaming people talk about the LG C1. He's like, no, because it's Google based. So if you're familiar with Android, it'd be similar. So I watch a bunch of versus videos, and I'm only care about gaming right now, to be honest with you. And it said that C1 was better for gaming.
The brand is C1. The brand is C1.
The LG C1.
Okay.
Versus the Sony A80J. Yeah. Or if there's another TV you guys know of. Now I know they got the G1. I'm not stepping it up, and I don't want a wall mount, but I think that price of the C1 right now is comfortable for me.
I heard everybody was having problems with everything other than the LG. Like I heard people were having problems with the cheap brand one, the TLC, whatever it's called, TCL. I heard people were having problems with that one, and the Samsung one even. I heard people were even having problems with, but the LG, everybody seemed to be good with.
I think MM was having a little bit of issues with getting Stadia perfected on his C1, so he did have some issues.
Yeah, I had the C1 too. I had the 65-inch C1, and that thing was brilliant. I know Clive has the C1 as well. I think he has a 48. Yeah, he can use for dual purposes. But that C1 was dope. I didn't really have any gripes with the C1. So if you can get that at a good price, bro, get that C1, man. So 120 hertz, everything you need, man.
So Project, hold on real quick. I got Project on here. I've been watched probably like an hour of versus videos. Just please help me, Project. I'm a novice, right? I used to be a big TV guy. I got out of being like the TV guy, right? Now I currently have a 70-inch 4K TV in my living room, but I play Stadia on this 15 by 6-inch laptop. But my PlayStation 5, obviously I have to hook it up to a TV, but I want that in my room. I'm not going to be going to the living room. So Project, tell me why, like doll it up for me a little bit. Tell me what's amazing about this C1 as far as the picture I'm going to be able to see on a PlayStation 5.
All right. So I tell you right now, the only word you're going to have is burn in. That's it. Now so if you don't, and I didn't see a lick of burn in. I know people, if you're responsible with your TVs, you're not going to get burn in. They have tools that can detect that kind of stuff and help, basically does this whole scan of whatever to make sure there's no burn-in and stuff. So there's so many things, but man, going back to the features and stuff, not just the picture quality, like the perfect blacks and all that stuff that you're going to see. It's the 120 hertz. It's the gaming features that's built into that TV. You're going to love it with the PS5, and it has VRR support and all that, whereas Sony TVs are just getting variable refresh rate support and all that, right? They had to wait for a while for that to come to the to some of those even a couple TVs from a couple years ago, man. So, but I got my eye. So I returned the 65-inch C1 only to go 8K, and I went big 8K, 82 inches. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason.
So is there a GFN app for that? Is there a GFN app that works for that?
Not on this one, not on this Samsung, not on this one right now. But if it comes, I will definitely utilize it. But man, 8K is on a whole nother level, y'all.
Is the GFN app on the C1?
Yes.
Okay. I heard my friend has the A80J, and he said the Xbox, you can get xCloud on there.
See, I'm the type of person that I don't want old technology. So, and if anyone that mentions LED, big, huge screens, I'm like, oh god, that technology's so outdated. Go for OLED or quantum dot and move forward with the times. Have 4 HDMIs at 120 hertz and with all the compatible features. Don't dial it back to a budget entry and it's only 1 HDMI.
So I've been doing a lot of research though, but the A80J isn't OLED.
No, that's just big. It's not OLED in like the quality of like, because like Sony, which one are you talking about, the
That's
entry
Sony,
level?
the A80J,
the probably
is Sony.
A80J.
Yeah, that's Sony. That's
So it's not the
OLED all day.
It's not the fancier Sony, is it?
No, but it's comparable. That's the one they do versus against the C1.
Yeah,
and they only
I saw with the
it does have
A90J. That was the only model that was above that. It was the A90J, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. And
yeah,
that
not
was
the A90, is the A80.
I know, yeah, the A80 is a step down. That's perfect for you. But again, the variable refresh rate and stuff that makes these games run smoother and stuff like that, Cowboy. If you care about that, now they said that it's working, but it's still not working like it should. That's why I'm telling you the LG C1 is tried and true. Like, that's the thing. And then what Holt said about the one HDMI port, that's true. I have one on my.
So I did watch a couple of videos. The A80 has two, so they only have two of the 2.1 HDMI, but the C1 does have four.
Well,
so
my TV has one. All four of them can do 120, but I'm talking about 120 with 4K and variable refresh rate and everything. I only have one. And you know what? That's all I need, because I keep my PC connected and I'm cloud gaming on that PC as well.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But see, what I love about OLEDs,
I don't need. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Tom.
No, you go. No, man, go ahead.
No, so what I love about OLEDs, I'd rather have true colors than ever have, with like proper HDMI peak brightness at a set level, than having crushed colors. So I was mentioning this before. I love the LG range because they got Dolby Vision. And when you watch stuff in Dolby Vision or play stuff in Dolby Vision, it's very hard to go back to other standards of HDR. And when you say HDR 10, HDR plus, and because I feel like I'm spoiled, so that's why I always, at this moment, focus on what standards and features the telly has. So I know a lot of people could say, well, I don't really care, HDR is HDR to me, or I don't care as long as I've got two HDMIs. But I'm like, but over time, you're going to be putting more displays in this TV, so you might as well buy it at the correct time now to sort of, I'm not used the word future-proof, but sort of be happy for the next 5-6 years with your PlayStation 5.
Yeah, and that's
speaking
why
of TV,
go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of TV, aren't you about to miss Cody, Cowboy?
About to miss what?
Cody?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna have to watch it later. Because we had company over today, I would stream later, so I'll just catch wrestling later on. Probably when I end my stream, we'll just watch it later on the DVR.
You got that DVR, all right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. Can't live without DVR. But I did cancel my cable, so my cable ends on July 1st. So I don't know what I'm gonna do after that, but I'll figure it out.
And it's a shame. It's a shame that GeForce now. So the GeForce Now app is on the C1, but it's not. It's only 1080. I hope they sort of in time sort of increase that, because having native apps on a TV is absolutely amazing. Yeah. You don't have to have the HDMI extra power. Just having it there, connecting your controller, Bluetooth, or using Wi-Fi is really impressive these days.
That's why I don't know if I understand exactly what Clive was talking about when Clive said that that Microsoft doesn't need a streaming stick, because I mean, in some ways it seems like that's kind of part of the problem, is getting the app onto everybody and getting everybody to agree with the app, because like, you can't access Stadia easily on a Fire Stick. You can't access Luna easily on a Chromecast. You know what I mean?
Well, I never had a problem with Stadia on my. I've got a dongle there for GeForce Now, the Shield TV. Never had a problem with it. But then I connected my Bluetooth headphones and connected the Xbox controller, and then the processing power or whatever just went boom, and the stream just went absolutely crap. It was still telling me that I was still getting amazing speeds, but there was just too much interference. So whatever the Bluetooth bandwidth was, whatever the Wi-Fi bandwidth was, whatever the controller, and it just crashed me stream. So I'm like, oh. So I'm sort of staying away from them and just focus on what I've actually tried and tested, and that's the C1.
Well, let me just say this. Roller Champions is coming to Stadia. So it was delayed, but that is coming. And Primo said, I feel like you're moving the goalposts. I know I'm so far, Primo, so I'm not sure what goalposts, but I know we were. I think a lot of times when we disagree with Stadia for whatever reasons, I know it bums some people out. And trust me, guys, listen, so here, let me say this real quick. I think Project said this in his own way, but I'm going to speak for myself. I'm saying everything I'm saying, right, when I disagree with Stadia, because I was one of the biggest Stadia fans. I don't need to prove that to anybody. I think you guys know. It's just I've been a fan for so long that I'm noticing, and let me back up. Being a fan for video games for so long, I've never had to wait for any game, right? Because I've always had like every system. So when I got into Stadia, because it was cheaper and it was offering all this stuff and I could play anywhere, I was like, but I am one of those people where I like to be in one ecosystem. That is my thing. That's my problem, but that's me. So I was like, yo, so I migrated from PlayStation to Stadia. It took me like about a little under a year. And at that point, I was like, I noticed I wasn't buying games on PlayStation no more and only on Stadia. I said, damn it, I just like Stadia. And then if I missed a game on PlayStation, I just game flied it and meaning I rented it, send it back. But guys, you know I bled Stadia for so long. So trust me, I'm not hating. I'm not moving a goalpost. I'm speaking from fact and my legit personal experience. So I feel like I don't have to prove anything, or I don't have to. What I want to prove is I'm not a Stadia hater, and I'm not just getting down on the platform. I have personal experience. So when I feel like
every single person here is here because of Stadia. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like some of the new people might be like for instance, this comment is you're moving a goalpost. I hear that, but I'm not, right? I'm speaking for me. I'm telling you how I feel. I would have never, listen, I always buy consoles day and date. I didn't run out and get a PlayStation 5. I got a PlayStation 5 now because I feel like, all right, there's some games coming, man, that I kind of want to play. And I do believe now Stadia probably won't get those games for a while. So for me, my combo, right? I'm going to have a PlayStation 5. I didn't even play it yet, right? So that just shows. It's not like I grabbed it because I really need it and I really want it, but it's future-proof for me because when a game come out and if we get into the graphical fidelity, Stadia isn't there yet. And Stadia, so it's two things. Stadia won't have the game, and they won't have, and the game won't look like it would look on something else. So for me, I just want to say, hey, I'll rent the game, play it, check it out, send it back. But I'm still rocking with you guys, still playing with the Stadia community. But I just want to say, listen, I'm a gamer. And when last week I asked, do you love the tech more than you love games? I love games more, and I have to go where the games are. Now, I'm not going nowhere, but that
was really a great topic that you had there. You know, do you love the tech or do you love, right? And there's only one other angle that could make that better. Or are we all here because of the Stadia community? Is that why we're all here?
Nah, there's still if you threw the Stadia community in and it's a good community, I'd still choose games. I'm selfish like that. It's like I know a lot of people are multiplayers, but I need them single player experience. I got into Stadia and I'm like playing Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Mortal Kombat, Assassin's Creed. I'm playing Grid. And I do like expanding into the community, but first and foremost, I'm a selfish gamer with my rattle. It's about my games first before I even consider.
That's fine and that's fair. I will say this though, not to be fair though, man, my actual friends that I went to high school with, right? We all got into Destiny together and played Destiny, right? I'm still the founder of our clan that I don't play on, but they still play on PlayStation, right? So but guess what? I left Destiny for Anthem. Right? And they didn't jump over. So literally, I found brand new people to play with. So to be fair, what Holtz is saying, listen, trust me, I love the community, but push came to shove. There's people out there that love to play games, and you will always find people to play games with. But I do love the community, and that is definitely, you know, what wakes me up and say, oh, let me turn on and see what content creators streaming, and maybe I could jump into a game. But Holtz got a point though. You know, to be selfish. Even if it's, I know Holt's saying single player, but even multiplayer games. Listen, they might come out with a really cool multiplayer game on PlayStation, and trust me, you're gonna find new people to play with. They're out there. So
Cowboy, bring him into a Power Rangers game right now. Bring it in right now. Turn on your Stadia on Urban World. He's saying you're scared of him. Bring him into Power Rangers right now.
Who are we talking about? Mr. Urban World?
Yeah, he said you're scared of him.
It really shocks me how many panels I've actually been on with Cowboy. And for some reason, Power Rangers always sneaks back in, and I've seen so many fights.
I made Power Rangers what it is. Listen, I made Mr. Urban World what he is in Power Rangers. All right, just saying. But listen, I'll be honest. Mr. Urban World got tired of losing to me in Power Rangers. So you know
I
what he
bet,
did?
I bet you $10, Mr. Urban World's next sentence would be, "He's scared of my RoboCop on Mortal Kombat." I can see it
Nah,
right now.
I think we did that live on Purple Haze stream where I, pulled his little pants down and put him over my knee and spanked his RoboCop. So he ain't gonna trust me. He ain't gonna say that. But I will give him this. He did get really good at Power Rangers, and I will say he did get better than me in Power Rangers. He couldn't beat me, so he went out and learned all the juggles. And the Power Rangers, unfortunately, once you get caught in the juggle, that's it. And me, I'm a type of fighting game fan that I don't want to learn these long juggles because then all I'm gonna do is knock you in the air and do a juggle, and it's like, dude, that's not fun to me to just do
No,
every.
and then you're not having fun.
Yeah,
Go
no.
go
So,
Juggle Rangers.
yeah, so I'll say he's better than me because now if he don't do them juggles, oh man. But again, he had to learn them. But listen, I'm not taking away from him being better than me. I'm just saying we know why he's better than me.
What was that game or that show you used to do where you would hype up a game?
Stadia hype.
Yeah. Hey, do that real quick for me. Tell me right now why are you seriously talking about that Fast and Furious game? Because I mean, seriously, I look at
All
it
right,
and I
listen,
mean visually, it looks kind of like
listen,
bleh.
listen. I got you.
It seems
Listen,
dumb.
listen. I got you.
He skits
If you
kids games on the Switch, and he plays the Fast and
hear me
Furious.
out,
Oh my god!
if
So go
you
ahead, sell me.
right, if you wanted to merge an arcade style racer, okay. So let's say something like a Burnout, right? Something like that. Something like I'll stick with Burnout because Burnout is a good arcade feel, split second, something like that. But what's missing in those games is they're just a regular, arcade racer, right? You could hit a corner doing like 100 miles an hour. It's real fake, right? But arcadey, not simulation. Okay, if you like simulation games, this isn't it. But imagine if you said, "But I like kart racers. Mario Kart was cool." Merge those two games. Because when you play Mario Kart, it feels like a kart racer. You're shooting the shells that track everybody and the way it drives, right? So Fast and Furious is the combination of an arcade racer mixed with a kart racing game. So just fathom those two genres, and it's a pretty cool game. Yes, it's based off of the Fast and Furious cartoon. So yes, it looks like a kiddie game. But remember, it's based off of a racing franchise. So just know the controls, it feels good when you race in, when you turn in. Remember, Fast and Furious made the word drifting popular. Like, I was drifting before Fast and Furious, but I never called it drifting. I just said I was skidding around the corner. But
So
Fast and Furious,
it does all that.
it does.
It
Dude,
was always called Drifting Cowboy. Come on.
no, Fast and Furious, I feel like for me, Fast and Furious made the word drifting popular. Like
I
maybe
agree.
if
I
you was
agree.
watching like a legit race is on TV and they said, "Oh, they drift." But for me, as an average person walking around, I wouldn't say drift.
I was drifting in Need for Speed Undercover and Most Wanted and stuff like that back in the day.
Well, you didn't see no on TV people drifting.
Mario Kart used to do them cool little drift skips, and they were called drift skips. And
I mean, I know what you're saying. They made it the title of a movie, Tokyo Drift or whatever. So yeah.
It just made drifting popular. I don't feel like drifting was popular. I feel like Fast and Furious made like, I mean, if you see my car back when Fast and Furious came out, you'd be like, whoa, it literally I called my car the Street Dragon. I had 9-foot tribal dragons on both sides, a massive decal on the hood. It literally, the visor said Street Dragon on the front, the back, I had a massive wing on it. That was all inspired because of Fast and Furious. But anyway, long story short, the game, dude, I get that the game is $40, right? So can I say it's worth it? I want to say yes, but the visuals look kiddie. The visuals, I will say, it looks like a kiddie game, but it's a spot on game, man. The racing feels good. Shooting, so as you drift and stuff, you build up a bar, so you get specials. So one special is you drop something behind you. When people hit it, it's like paint flying onto their window, so they can't see. One of your specials is you shoot somebody in front of you, so you're shooting paint on them, right? So then the second one is you got a speed boost. You got NOS, right? So you start speeding, right? And then your third special is everybody has a specific super special where somebody might make shields on the side of them. Somebody make fire come out the side.
So tied to the character, that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the character with that specific vehicle.
So it's kind of like a cross between a more arcadey, kid-friendly Mario Kart, Garfield Kart type of game, and a more serious like racing game, but nowhere on the level of like, like you said, Grid or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
Got
That's
ya.
it.
So
Yeah.
it does what it's supposed to do.
It does what it's supposed to do. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I like it a lot. But yeah. Now I will say this though, I am upset that Outright Games chose not to bring DLC for that game to Stadia. So that's another thing.
I think that's just porting. That's just porting, probably.
No, they said, they tweeted and said that it was never our plan to bring DLC to Stadia. That's what they said. So here's my thing. How about you should have said that from the door and I wouldn't have bought the game? I'm just saying. That's not cool.
Did it say they were planning on having
Nope. No,
okay.
they did not. So, but I just assumed. So that's my fault. That
when a game
isn't
gets
really
content,
a gaming platform that'll get a game and won't get DLC? Like, is that a thing? Because I never knew that was a thing.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if Luna. Sometimes though, I mean, like there's certain things, certain features and stuff that aren't accessible or not, not full featured games.
My only issue hashtag is everything we're saying. If you put it on Luna, you and I can't even play together online.
Right. No, I hear you. They're working on that, though.
That's
they're working on that. So the first thing they did last week or week before last was they rolled out profiles. So we got to choose names and avatars and all that. And I think they're working on that next.
Are these other TVs, right? He said the XRX90 or the 9K, 95K for Sony, or the 8. What are?
Yeah, I'm sure that's the one I was thinking of. The XR. The XR9 something.
That's why it has a big sale. Oh yeah, so I did hear they had sales. When I looked at the C1, I think it was $100 off. It wasn't like crazy. It was like $100 off. I did look at Best Buy though. I've seen that.
But they don't half go cheaper at this time of year once the new new model comes out. Like you probably get it like, I don't know about how tax works over the percentage, but you probably get about $1,000 now for the 55. So
yeah, you would think it would have been a lot cheaper. Now I think that Sony TV was $200 off.
But do you think you're going to play on it? You said you don't really anticipate playing on a TV.
Yeah, but here's my problem. This is my predicament with a PlayStation. The PlayStation only works on the TV. I mean, I'm gonna try remote play, and I'm gonna actually make some streams and show you how well remote play works. Yeah. But the problem is, it's a PlayStation. It hooks up to a TV. Mm-hmm. I mean, can I hook it up to my laptop, or I gotta hook it up to a monitor, right?
It's a big drain on my Wi-Fi too.
Well, I would wait till Black Friday. Because there's no games that you want to showcase at the moment. So I would wait until there's a showcase game and then skip down the shop and then
you got
pick it up then.
I guess I'm itching because I got a new TV. So, I mean, I got a PlayStation 5, so I kind of want to see.
Like I said, I loved Ratchet and Clank and I loved Ghost of Tsushima and I loved all these like upgraded PlayStation 4 games to 5. And I look at them and go, amazing. But when I'm saying it to you, you're like, that's not my game, Holt. So I'm like, okay, well, wait until next month at least to see what's being announced, and
that's true.
Then jump in when.
So, what are you playing the PlayStation on? What are you playing the PlayStation on right now?
Well, I didn't play it yet. I just hooked it up this morning, and I did do a lot of recording, so I will put out a video of me hooking it up. But I downloaded Destiny. Because I want to see like what it's going to look like on my current TV. And it's a Sony. I don't even know what it is, but I had this TV forever. So it's like a 40 something inch Sony something.
But it's not 4K.
No, it's definitely not 4K. I got a 4K TV in the living room though. 70-inch 4K TV in the living room, but I'm not taking my PlayStation out there. I don't play in the living room anymore. I don't play on TV anymore. But here's my issue. That Stadia solves. Well, my wife is gonna want to play something, and if I want to play something, where she gonna be like, well, I want to watch the TV, and I'm gonna be like, well, I want to play my game. But with Stadia, I could be like, well, I guess I use my phone. Well, I guess I use my laptop.
Well, why does no one ever say, well, I can watch my TV shows on the laptop or the other?
Oh no, you know they gotta have the TV. Come on now, let's be real.
I got a TV and a dongle in every room, and that's me. So I don't have much, but I do have a TV and a dongle in every room.
I want to ask Project Storm a question. Project, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your thoughts of Boosteroid? Because I see Boosteroid Ron
No, I've been seeing. I haven't looked up on them, man. I really
Okay.
haven't. I tried Shadow. I had Shadow for a
Mhm.
year. Let that subscription lapse, and that was it for me because it didn't compare to Stadia as far as consistency goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I let that go. But Boosteroid, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of videos. Shout out to CGX again. They highlight all these Boosteroid and Moonlight and all this stuff, man. I learned a lot of that stuff from CGX. So, but
I saw
I
I
don't
saw
know.
Brian Chappelle talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even looking for it, y'all, because the 3080 tier is so damn good that there's no need for me to
Right.
look
So
anywhere else.
you know what's cool though, Project?
I mean,
Once,
there's no need for me to look anywhere else. Go ahead, man.
yeah, once you get into something, you just don't. You don't even like. You know what? When you're into gaming and you're satisfied, you usually things come your way. You don't really like look. But because I'm into gaming, I like knowing what's going on. But other than that, it's like once you're satisfied in gaming, you just stuff fly over your head because you're like, bro, I'm good where I'm at. But yeah, so apparently the thing with Boosteroids is they get a bunch of games that nobody else is getting in the cloud,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
So they
but my
got elbows
experience
there.
with them was when I got the app downloaded to Chromecast, and it was really sketchy. Like the connection, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, like a million times worse than anything I've ever experienced. And
Yeah.
it was just,
You're not the only
and
one
then
that
I
said
heard,
that.
yeah, and I heard that all the servers were in like Croatia and all this, and then I
Mhm.
heard they changed and updated it, and now they do have U.S. servers, so maybe it's totally worth checking out again. Because I heard they added New York and a bunch of other cities for servers allegedly, so maybe it's worth giving it another look. But when I tried it, there was a few games on there I was really hyped to play, some old Atari 2600 games and stuff like that, but it was not working.
Once they was up to Purple Haze, she's gonna have an MK tournament at some point. Mr. Irvin will swear that his loss to me shouldn't be considered, but too bad you're a loser. And then
Hey,
and
yo, hold
you
on.
know,
Shout out. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you, man. I gotta holler at Zero Games, man, with this Peppa
well,
Pig. I got my own thoughts on that. I want to comment on that when you get
oh
a
yeah,
chance.
we're gonna get to that. But real quick, for all the losers
Go
out
ahead.
there, Chucky, say something to him.
You're a winner. And you know what winners say. Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.
Yo, Mr. Bourbon, I'm not here to babysit grown man feelings. You're gonna have to man up. And guys, let's bring in F Cat is in the building.
F Cat.
What's up, man? Let me find out you came in here in a silent treatment. But anyways, let's see. So yeah, so go ahead, Project. Talk about that Peppa Pig thing, man.
All right,
Hmm.
check this out, man. Now we all know that Peppa Pig. First of all, Peppa Pig is not. It just won't die, man. Somebody's gonna bring it up in every stream, and I tell you what I see. I don't see anybody that mentions Peppa Pig playing Peppa Pig. Now I know it's like an inside joke, but if that's the case, it's sad, man. And My Little Pony should take that spot from Peppa Pig because, and see, that's the thing right there. So, is this a running joke, or is this something that's cool to do, or is it a combination of the two, or am I just way off, y'all? Somebody help me with that, man. Peppa
I know
Pig.
John Scars plays it.
Yo, hey,
Okay.
listen, shout out to Scar, man. I got love and respect for John Scar. Never had an issue with him at all. Listen, but we're talking Peppa Pig, bruh.
So
You gonna
See,
put
this
My
is
Little
the
Pony
only
on?
see,
reason.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Holtz.
Come on.
I love the idea of, and this is not for me. I'm not that type of gamer to play them, but I love the idea
Oh
that
man, hold on.
that
Just so
Peppa
you know.
that Peppa Pig and My Little Pony, these big huge IPs that are so famous around the world and across loads of cultures, can be on the platform. So I think it's great
Agree.
because my younger family members love playing these type of games. And I was mentioning last week, I grew up on the PlayStation and Nintendo by playing the likes of Mario, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. And if someone said to me, "Oh, they're just too kiddish, I don't want them on my platform," then it wouldn't have evolved to cater for the gamers as they matured. So to me, I welcome it to get the younger gamers in with something that's established and they can grow with Stadia. So I see a lot of people are saying it as a joke, saying who wants this, but in my mind, I'm like, why not have it?
Now
It's
my
not doing
hand is
any harm.
raised for a reason, Hope. This
Go
is
ahead.
the problem. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody in the chat. Nobody would have a problem with Peppa Pig and My Little Pony Sorry, how Project said earlier, if every so often you got a banger, you'd have just been like, do you think you think My Little Pony and Peppa Pig is not on PlayStation and Xbox? It is, trust me. But the problem
But they
is,
also have GTA.
yeah, the thing is,
Yeah.
we've seen more outright games recently than anything else. So the joke is that the joke isn't, hey, you got Peppa Pig. The joke is more like, bro, is all you gonna get
All
is
you
Peppa
can get
Pig?
is Peppa
I think that's
Pig.
what the joke is.
Well, there was
Hey,
a
look.
You
situation
ain't got the new Saint. You don't have the new Saints Row. The new Saints Row. What's going on, man?
I mentioned this,
Come on.
the Xbox has not been turned on since Halo Infinite, and I feel like as a gamer as me, there's nothing to actually make me speak about the Series X. I've not played the PlayStation 5 since Forbidden West, Horizon Forbidden West. So I'm scratching my head going, where is all the games to justify that these other services and platforms are well above the likes of Stadia?
Hey, boy, that Holtz right there. Hey, look, Cowboy, hold on, man. I might have to intercept, man. God dang it. Holtz be hit. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why you got to have Holtz on the dang panel, man. You have to do it every time. Look, that right there opens up another can of worms, y'all. That's why I said forget exclusivity. Let's go third party, y'all. I'm in the third party. Let's party, third party. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Cowboy.
No, so
Of course. Of course, yeah. If it was third party, yeah, I'm one that puts my hands up and goes, I wanted Grid Legends, I wanted Demon Slayer. There's loads of games this year that I wanted that is on them platforms if I come from a third party point of view. Yes.
See, here's my issue though, Holtz. You may have a PlayStation 5 and you may have an Xbox Series X or whatever. This is what I'm gonna say though. Now we know the Sony State of Play is this Thursday, the 2nd, June 2nd. You think how many miles?
No, but we can only talk about today. If someone put a gun to your head, Cowboy, and said only speak about today's content, not next week, today's.
Yeah, but what I'm so Holtz, okay, if we speak about today and you look at these other platforms, the majority of the games isn't going to be these kid games. If you look at Stadia today, if I said what was the most recent game showed to come to Stadia,
Cowboy, watch this. Yeah, I mentioned this in past podcasts. If I mention Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicle 3, Fire Emblem. Once I met Mario Strikers, once I mentioned that it's got a big, huge install base, the multiplayer is amazing, and the well-established franchises, there's people in the community that go, oh, kids' games. So all I'm saying is, a lot of people define these bangers as kids because they want to play these games like Call of Duty like it's the biggest adult thing to do. But technically speaking, these games are so diluted for kids these days. I feel Call of Duty is more of the kid-friendly game than anything else.
So that's not my gripe. My gripe is that in the past month, the most amount of advertised games coming to Stadia was kids games. Now, fine. If the platform is going to turn to a kids game, I don't have a problem with it. But what I'm saying is as a gamer, and let's say, because again, we started off because of the joke of Peppa Pig. I said the reason why it's a joke isn't just because it's only Peppa Pig. It's because if it was only Peppa Pig, then we can say that for everything. Everybody got Peppa Pig.
Your problem isn't with Peppa Pig. Your problem isn't with My Little Pony. Your problem is with what we talked about earlier, Stadia not plunking down the big money to get the deal done with EA, to get GTA brought in and ported over. That's what your issue is. Your issue is not with Peppa. And I agree 1,000,000% with Holtz that the entryway of it being an entryway for young gamers it's so. I mean, what he said times 1,000, because it really is true. They start out playing Peppa Pig, but then they end up playing something else. That little kid, he's better at games than I am, guaranteed. By the time he's done,
can I just make a funny joke that might not be a joke? It seems like the entryway might be them playing Peppa Pig, and they come to Stadia, and then they leave Stadia and go somewhere else.
I feel, because I've seen games like Resident Evil and FIFA and stuff like that on the franchise. I feel like even if they had Grand Theft Auto, I think there was been too much bias against Cloud to actually get people on board. So that I think they're just trying to take a new approach by going for gamers who ain't biased because they're a little bit younger, they don't have console bias, and then they're going to build it up than actually giving a game that no one's going to buy.
Sort of, but building on what you're saying, they also are, like Sonny was talking about in his new video, they are looking to eventually branch out to other areas where a lot of people that are in other areas. Sonny was saying he knows for a fact that when they drop in Mexico, PUBG is going to be a massive hit. It might be old hat to all of us, but PUBG is going to be a banger to a whole new country.
Let me
Games
say
like that.
Holtz, here's what's funny with you.
PUBG will never die. Never die.
PUBG will never die. Holtz, what happened to the selfish gamer? What happened to the selfish gamer in you? Because right, so this is all you want on Stadia is My Little Pony and Peppa Pig?
No, because once again, I've got games on Stadia that I've been happy for, and it's only been the last, say, 4 months that it's sort of slowed down for me. Right. And I have to go somewhere else. But like I've just said, there's other platforms that has also slowed down, but you don't hear me saying the hate as a lot of people mention. And of course, I know State of Play, once they start speaking about them games and PlayStation, I'll be made up. When them games come on Switch in the next month, I'll be made up. But at this current moment, everyone has the ups and downs. And of course, if you'd asked me at, say, December 2022, I'll reflect back and go, wasn't that like absolutely crappy year, if that's all they're going at the moment. But at this moment, I accept little lows, little highs, little lows, and then
Holtz, here's the only issue, okay? This is the only issue with your statements. I agree. However, on the other platforms that you have your lows, you damn sure know they're going to get a high. But we don't know Stadia's going to get a high.
Look at this. Like I said, I seen Grid Legends on the State of Play sale, right? It's half price off. But part of me is now going, it's been 3 months for Grid Legend now. Why should I buy it when the likes of Game Pass might have it in 3 months? So in the end, I'm putting faith in other services that might or might not happen. But I should be buying it, shouldn't I? And say, in the PlayStation, great. But to me, other services are crushing this.
No. So that don't count because Grid Legends came out day and date. You could have bought that. You chose not to buy it. So you can't put that on PlayStation because Game Pass might have it unless Game Pass had it day and date.
Game Pass did have it, but it was fractured. It was a fractured service. It only offered
then
it
you
for PC.
Can't brag on Game Pass.
Check this out. I got something to throw in there. All right. So this is why, this is the age of the subscription service, right? Now I know a lot of people now. I don't want to rack up tons of subscriptions, and some people can't afford to, right? But what I'm saying is, with that EA Play, I went out and got the EA Play Pro because anything that drops from Madden that I love every time it comes out to FIFA and everything else that I can sample, Battlefield games, whatever, right? I went ahead and paid that subscription for EA Play Pro. Now, before that, I had EA Play, the regular EA Play, and before that is EA Access and all that, Steam and consoles, right? So that's when I figure that these subscription services come in handy, y'all. Now we hit a lot of juggernaut topics tonight, man. We've been hitting some powerful topics in just one stream. But that's how I feel about it. So I jumped on Grid Legends, didn't miss a beat, day one. Amazing racer. I love it. It's up there with the best racers I've ever played, man. It's just a different type of arcade sim racer. I love it though.
Yeah.
I was on it today, as a matter of fact.
What do you guys think about let's talk about subscriptions since you brought it up, Project. What's everybody's opinions of subscription service in gaming? What's everybody?
I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea of subscriptions, and I subscribe to all of them. But my wallet can't handle the need. So now with the options now, I feel like I'm going to rotate going forward using a subscription based on what games offer me that month. So I'm sort of dialing back, waving the flag for subscriptions, and I'm just saying, just go on user-based needs. That's all I can say now about subscriptions.
Yeah. And for me, until I can't put gas in my car and pay my mortgage, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have as many as I could possibly hold because, and this is what I'm saying, y'all. I feel proud to say that I can jump on Luna right now and play those 5 games when they drop, and I'll make videos of them. Boom. Right there, right? I could jump on Stadia, of course. Still got my Stadia Pro. I could jump on, whatever, xCloud. I got my Game Pass Ultimate. Now, PlayStation is the only one I don't have, but I'm waiting for it. Cowboy, you've been hyping me up, and I tried PS Now, but I'm waiting on that new tier because then I'll have access to a lot of PlayStation games, and by then, PlayStation Now at 1080p will be running better than xCloud, in my opinion, because it already does. And how do I know this? Well, it's because I put the hours into it. You know what I'm saying? I played both. So right now, PlayStation Now still runs better than xCloud, but xCloud is improving every quarter or so.
Okay. So for me, I do like these subscriptions. So my friend Bruce, right? Shout out to Bruce who made my intro music. He said, "Hey, Cowboy, you might like this game called Carrion. You're this creature and you're eating people." And I said, "Oh man, he told me a couple months ago." And I looked in the scene. It costs about $10, right? So I could buy it on Steam, I could buy it on PlayStation, I could buy it all these different places, right? But I was like, you know what? I'll just get xCloud for a month, and I'll play it. And I know they'll come out with a game, something else I'll play. And guess what? Track to Yumi came out, so I got to play that for that month. And also Sniper Elite 5 came out, so I got to play it. For me, my $15 that month was worth it to play around with those 3 games, and then I canceled it. So I feel like that was cool that it allowed me to play a game that I wanted to play, and it was right away because it was streaming. And then I am looking forward to the PlayStation Plus Premium because look, a game like Returnal, right? That's a PlayStation 5 game, right? But I would have just rented that, right? But guess what? This it's going to be part of the service. I'm going to be able to check it out, download it, play it, and then delete it and call it a day. So I think these subscription services are kind of cool. Go ahead, Host, you're shaking your head. You want to be like, download?
No, because I'm like downloads. When we've talked about services in the past, you're like, no, I can get GameFly and get any game without restrictions.
No, and
we were trying to say the convenience of having clouds or subscriptions and just instantly playing them games.
I just jumped in because y'all mentioned Boosteroid.
Oh, all right. Well, hold on real quick. We're going to let you tell us about that. But here's the issue, though, Host. Is Returnal on Stadia? Is Returnal on anything else? It's not.
It
so
could
the
be
thing
on
is,
GeForce Now in the near future.
Hold up. If you don't have a choice, that's the thing. I got to the point where I had to break, right? I was the biggest.
But Cowboy, what I find funny is, for example, you've just invested in the PlayStation 5 for reasons in the future, but at the moment you're only playing Destiny 2, for example. And you go, Destiny 2's everywhere.
No,
and that's the game you chose to showcase.
Be clear. I just wanted to play Destiny 2. I don't play Destiny 2 anymore. I just wanted to play it to see what I did, compare it. That's all. I'm going to, trust me, I'll put it on there. I'm going to delete it right away. I wanted to play something I played somewhere else. I can see if I could tell a difference on my older TV. That's all.
You should.
Yo. Let me throw. All right, so FCat Jones. I want to hear what he has to say about Boosteroid, but I want y'all to keep in mind, right? When it comes to these services, man, GeForce Now, again, this is why it's my top, my go-to right now as far as cloud. Because, okay, so I'm having issues with games on EA Play, like the desktop app or whatever, right? So when I launch games, some of them, like I get this weird stutter, this is like CPU spikes and stuff. Ubisoft Connect app did it as well at one point. So I had to launch them as the administrator, right? So, but when I launch the game in the cloud on GeForce Now, I don't have to worry about any of that. And when I play those games at 4K, I get equivalent performance at 4K, y'all, without taxing my computer or at all. You know what I'm saying? Without worrying about my hardware, the longevity of it or anything like that. So these are reasons why people don't. Some people I saw early in the chat, somebody said GeForce Now. Oh yeah, man. All you're doing is you don't even have any games. It's like no store or something like that, right? But who cares about that when I could buy a game on Steam and then launch it on GeForce Now without downloading it, and then it's just crazy and play the same way I would be able to play on my PC. Now,
same
of course, that depends on network factors
Luna
and all that. But all of
that's
this,
why.
yeah.
That's why the original question about subscription services. I feel like we're all in the same boat with that. I mean, we're all subscribing to some kind of service.
Yep.
I mean, myself, it's not even up for debate. I've got Luna Plus, I've got Family Channel, I've got Stadia Pro, I've got, I've even got the Oculus thing. I don't mind paying a subscription. And like Storm said, I'm not worried about the fact that games might come and go from Luna. I've got Stadia for games that I'm worried about. I don't. It's not the amount of the investment for the subscription for Ubisoft bothers me more than anything. I don't really use it as much as I use the other subscriptions. So if anything, the only subscription that I pay for that kind of bugs me a little bit is Ubisoft, but I keep paying it.
So I think this is Boosteroid right here. He pulled up.
Yeah.
Let's.
So just right out the gate, Boosteroid really is only good on PC. Generally through the desktop app or through Opera, mainly Opera GX.
Is it still 1080 in the States?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually running good now that they turned on the US servers, so it's actually running better. But as far as the Boosteroid on like Shield TV, Google TV, it is crap. It's horrible because
Chromecast, yeah.
you gotta sit there and you have to click on
It's a
everything.
nightmare. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
See, I think everything changes depending on like the months as it goes. Because I was a big hater. I've always been a beta on GeForce Now, but I always hated that it was never my Steam library of games that transferred over. But I kept older GeForce Now because I didn't want to cancel it. And then now I'm looking at like Life is Strange. I'm looking at like King of Fighters 15 and stuff like that are all coming to it now. And these were games that I was asking for months ago. Going, oh, I hate GeForce Now. Why aren't they getting a day and date? But then over time, they've got it, and now I can just strengthen my resolve. Now, saying this is an amazing service when it caters.
You know what, Holtz, is that Xbox has a lot of people thinking we need everything day and date or else. But that's because Xbox said all of their exclusives will be day and date. But historically, subscription services don't really get stuff day and date. So that's like a new thing, and now things are getting day and date. But I think we always want more, right? Like, oh, they're doing this. It's just like Stadia, right? We get crapped on, or Stadia get crapped on because they don't have as much. I'm only speaking out with my fatigue for Stadia is because when I look everywhere else, it seems like every other platform is making some type of stride but Stadia. But in the coming months, maybe that'll change, right? Maybe Stadia will do expansion. But I think that's the thing with subscription service. You said it's important. If you take what you get and you're like, you know what, you have a little bit of patience because the game you wanted day and date might just come 3 months later, 6 months later, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Like me, WWE, right? I made it like I was going to die if it didn't come. Guess what? I didn't die. And I didn't even buy the game either, right? So later on, it's what? 3 months later? It's way more than that. What is about? Maybe it's like 4 months it came out, right? And guess what? I've only played it one day. Never went back to my brother's house and played it again, right? So I think sometimes we feel like it's the end of the world if our game doesn't come to a service or a platform. But at some point, we're not going to die. The sun's going to come up. We might play the game later on, and it's going to be okay.
I think it's more like sometimes people worry about who's at the wheel. Like when the way they handle stuff, marketing wise, social media wise, like that whole thing the other week where there was a game and they didn't have crossplay and they responded with, well, you should contact the devs, and everybody was just like, no, dude, you should contact the devs. It's just like, it's those kind of things that make you worry that there might be something larger at foot that somebody's not. That their underlying tech is great. That the people that care about it and work on it everywhere are great. But you just worry that like there's some big picture communication on games and stuff that just doesn't happen.
Well, honestly,
at other companies.
Honestly, my issue, I guess, if you're speaking of Stadia, right, is that I can say Google is $1 trillion company, so they got the money, right? I can say they have gotten certain games in the past that I like. I just think there's been a very long time since they've showed me personally. Like, to me, when I hear people say they're on a decline, and I'm like, oh, come on, you're hating. But then when I think about it, I'm like, yes, games are coming, right? But the caliber of games did slow down. The caliber of games that had me interested. Because, yes, maybe the host nephew and young family, they might love it, right? But I got to be that selfish gamer like Holtz and say, well, what am I seeing for me, even in the last 6 months? And I think that might be the issue with some people, which is valid, right? Or we can't. You're muted.
Yeah, or
I can tune in the PlayStation.
like you're getting the short end of the stick sometimes. Like, and then there's like weird communication after the fact. Like when House of the Dead launched, and there was that weird communication about the light controls or whatever, the gyro controls,
Right.
and then like it's just like all those instances stacked up, and
Hey, listen.
yeah.
Don't. So I know Holt's gonna say something, but let's not talk about communication because my personal story, how Stadia contacted me on my Twitter. I was minding my own business, and they personally wrote me talking to me about For Honor. Oh, what class you gonna use? After when I put, oh, For Honor's coming to Stadia, and guess what happened? For Honor's not coming to Stadia. So I don't care who said what.
For Honor's going to Game Pass.
Yeah, so what was the point of your example? What do you mean? What was the point of your example, Cowboy?
No, you said that you was talking about how when when games are coming, there's some weird like House of the Dead was coming, but we thought we was gonna get the light controls. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like how Ubisoft said Stadia was getting For Honor, right? And then Stadia, I wrote on Twitter, oh, I watched Brian from Nerf Report video, For Honor's coming to Stadia. And Stadia themselves wrote me the next day, hey, what class are you going to use? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, it definitely is coming. And then guess what? They announced, oh, that was a mistake. It's not coming. I'm like, well, why the F was Stadia writing me?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
So all I was going to say
That's
is, Cowboy,
crazy.
for example, go onto the PlayStation Store now as a gamer and
Right.
look what's coming soon, and you'll see maybe 100+ games on the pre-order page, and then you come back and tell me how many games actually excite you as a gamer to potentially click buy or rent them, and you'd be like, Holtz, maybe about 4, 5, and I'd be like, yeah, exactly.
No. So Holtz, I'll say this: I do rent a lot. Now, purchase is different. I'm a very picky gamer. I bet you I probably buy less games than any of y'all on here. I buy, but I rent the hell out of games, but I don't buy many games. I'm very picky. For me to own a game, that's different. Now, if you said look at PlayStation and see how many games you want to own, you might got me. But if you say rent, oh, trust me, I'll go in there. I'm like, I'll rent that.
Yeah, but I think that's like fear of missing out. I mean, like the only game I think I can remember you talking about in the last is like Evil Dead and Fast and Furious.
But I think Holtz just mentioned something that Holtz has actually mentioned before on your show is that he used to, one of the things that he always loved about gaming, he had said before, maybe months back, was that he used to love that anticipation of looking at the, hey, what's coming up next on the pike type of thing.
Yeah.
And that is something that, like, even to speaking of what he's saying, that maybe there are a bunch of throwaway titles that you're not really that interested in. Still, it would be good to have a little, and not a roadmap, but just keep us constantly updated on what you guys are working on. What are you working on?
Because Holtz, here's to make your point.
Big news today.
Well, I want to hear that. But the Holtz, to make your point makes my point. You mentioned that there was 2 games you could think of, right? So you said Fast and Furious. Well, Fast and Furious I bought day 1 on Stadia, right? And I did like it. I played it. I beat it. My wife and I played. It was cool. I whooped a couple bums like John Scar and Jack the Slip in it, right? Cool. But you mentioned Evil Dead, right? And Evil Dead didn't make it here, right? So I think your point is that, well, there's not many games you want to play otherwhere. But if you added all the games I rented, I only rented them somewhere else because they didn't come to Stadia.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that there's a quantity on that store. Yeah. Right. That's literally flooding that storefront, and then you as a gamer would tune in, and you would only pick a handful anyway.
Right.
So in the end, that quantity doesn't matter to you, because in the end, you only want a few that cater for you, and I feel that's what Stadia is doing. The cherry picking, and when they say we're going to bring 100 games, they could bring a percentage that are for you, and the rest are not. I just feel when people go, oh, they're only bringing 100, and that doesn't mean.
So, yeah, but Holtz,
and you could literally say the exact same thing about Luna too.
Hold up, but if we go by 100 games, right? Let me ask you something. If the 100 games that Stadia is going to bring this year, I mean, you bringing me up as a gamer, how many you think I'm going to actually buy?
AFD came to probably 2, probably.
We'll see by the end of the year.
I see, when I think like the new Ubisoft title, the new sports titles, the new shooters and stuff like that coming in this fall, for example, I don't see, as you as a gamer, no matter what platform they're on, I don't think you would have been heavily invested anyway.
No.
The thing is, the Call of Duty and the Avatar for PlayStation 5 is going to be VR compatible.
Well, I mean, that's a whole different thing. Who's into VR? So we gotta, that makes specific people jump. But you gotta be a VR person. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's far less than the tech than PC specs and.
I mean, COD in VR.
Huh?
So a lot of people are in the VR right now, but I could think of 500 of my friends or coworkers that are probably 5 of them might be like, yeah, I'm interested in VR. So that's what I'm saying. But like half of that number might be interested in consoles, and then a fraction might be interested in cloud gaming, but they don't know about cloud gaming. So here's the thing, y'all. This is what I'm thinking about right now. As I'm listening to all of you all talk about everything that we talked about so far tonight, I am feeling like I got thrown a curveball, man. Now, what do I mean by that, right? I feel like Stadia knew from the damn beginning, and now I'm going to get upset. So let me get my Chariot Man gaming on, y'all, for 1 minute. I feel like, and nobody can make me feel any different right now, because I feel like this. Remember, I'm not waving the Stadia flag right now. They don't pay me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't pay them right now, except for that pro fee every month. But that's to access some of those games that I want to play every now and then, right? Now, what I feel like is that they knew that immersive streaming was coming, y'all. In fact, I think it's been confirmed already by Emmering. Y'all seen that? Yo, look, let me just finish this one line. Finish this one line. I want y'all Stadians to think as consumers, right? And then come back at me. Y'all know I love that. Come on, man. Let's have a conversation. Right. They knew from the get-go that Stadia was never meant to be a first-party powerhouse in the cloud, man. So they pulled that. Now, I don't know why they hired all these people, so I do get that part. They hired all these people. But even with that, even with them having to change, and I know COVID happened, but COVID affected every business on planet Earth. And not just Stadia, y'all. Let's talk. So, immersive streaming. Stadia was never meant to be part. And now I stay in touch with the news, and I listen to what everybody's saying. You know, I paid attention to what Dob Zimring said and all that stuff, right? But if that was the case, it makes sense why we're seeing this kind of like shift or whatever that started from the closure SG&E that just didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. It made sense to me because remember, I'm not an exclusive gamer. I don't care about exclusives as much as I care about third-party titles because that's what I play the most of. That's what we all play the most of, I think. Now, that's what I'm saying, y'all. So what if the plan was always to showcase Stadia as the tech, to pitch Stadia at these big-time companies and anywhere in between or whatever, right? I mean, what if that was always the plan, y'all? And we're up here like, yeah, community. And you wonder why we didn't get any feedback and no communication. Somebody clip that and get back to me with a response that makes sense, not out of fanboyism. I'll wait.
Hey, not for nothing. When I did see that article. Yeah. So what he's saying, if you guys didn't miss this, is an article came out and the co-founder of Stadia said immersive stream was around before Stadia. That we're all thinking,
yeah, but that just goes back to what MM2K was saying a year and a half ago about how at the conference he was saying the games are just a link. It could go to anybody.
That's
anybody could.
Hold on. Don't do that. That's negating what I'm saying, right? Which is not fact, right? What I'm saying is, the game being a link, that's cool, right? That's awesome. But what I'm saying and what Project Storm is saying is that now we found out that immersive stream was what Google was looking to be their main thing, right? I keep saying, oh man, as long as Stadia around, then that's going to help immersive stream. And that's because at the Google's developer summit, the recent one, right? That's when they first put out the name immersive stream. So we're thinking, oh, immersive stream just became a thing. Yes, we know they did the AT&T thing with Batman, but now they're really going to ramp up. No, what Project is saying is that the co-founder of Stadia just said, no, immersive stream was a thing before Stadia. His words was, Stadia was the first. The first.
Yeah, but like I said, did a video talking about how that was the case at that initial meeting.
No, that's not what he said. That's not the same thing.
Listen,
no, that's not the same thing.
Go ahead, Cowboy. Go ahead, Cowboy.
Yeah. So what was saying about the links is that, yes, originally at GDC, they said, hey, just imagine the thing with Stadia is you could just take a link and give it to anybody, right? Which is cool, right? And
any company,
go ahead.
Any company, any platform, right?
Yes, and even any company, any platform could be able to take this link. What I'm saying and what Project Storm brought up is that if you look at Stadia as Stadia was first, and then they got immersive stream, you would have to say, okay, well, long story short, Stadia is the baby, right? Stadia is what is at the end all be all, and immersive stream is the side project.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. I'm saying I agree 100%. I think that was always the plan, and that's what they were saying. They were just not being quite as blunt about it at that point, because they didn't have the partners set in place right then at that moment. They didn't know it was AT&T. They didn't know it was insert name here. But now they're getting those partners lined up, and now it's all lining up.
Right now they could be yes.
Now they have a very brand new partner.
So here's my thing. And I'm not gonna bring this up. I'm just gonna give you a taste, right? Maybe we might have to do this tomorrow. My next question, and not today, but the next title. And somebody wrote in my chat, and we had this long conversation back and forth on the video. And guys, this is mind blowing for me, and I don't want to talk about it today. But guys, the next thing we're gonna talk about next time is, and this is super controversial, but if Stadia closed, what happens to all the money we spent? So let's leave it alone. But guys, I would love to know.
Dear God.
I've said this before.
But listen, matter of fact, look, let's do that tomorrow. That will be my stream tomorrow. 5:30 Eastern. If Storm, if you available, guys, 5:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I will do that tomorrow, and that's what's gonna be the title. I create it tonight.
Hey, but you got a date. I'll be here.
Before we get into all this talk about Stadia closing down.
But here's the thing, though. So that's the scary part.
Does it have to be Stadia, or can we just use the term if any cloud service, for example?
But
because it's got to be Stadia, because Luna doesn't have the same stakes. Think about it.
Okay, so Stadia's more the cloud storefronts were saying.
This is why. Right. This is the difference. Luna, you pay a monthly fee for that subscription, right? If the subscription ends, you never owned anything. You just played to be able to play those games, and those games are supposed to rotate out anyway, right? Correct. But Stadia, we actually purchased games that's supposed to be ours.
Right. Because why I was saying that is because we all know that like the likes of xCloud is going to get a purchase option.
Well, to be fair, I've got two catalogs on Stadia, right? I've got my Pro catalog, and then I've got my purchase catalog.
Well, the Pro,
meaning if I was to stop paying Pro, I would still have all my purchase games, which is a lot.
No. Yes.
Right.
So we'll talk about.
So that's what I was asking. So I was asking, so was it just Stadia specific, or if we cancelled our subscriptions and we lost access to games, or digital getting incorporated into clouds, or
because remember, at the end of the day, it's all DRM, right?
And then of course licensing. What happens if the license of a game gets removed from? Because we've seen that in cloud. I was just
correct. So anyway,
we'll save it for tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow. We're gonna start off. That's what I'm literally title it. But Project, when are you usually available?
Oh man, look, you said 5:30. That's your time, or what?
Yeah.
What time zone you in again?
Where are you at?
I'm East Coast.
I'm East Coast too, Hope.
There it is. For some reason, I kept thinking you were out west, man. But I knew better.
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey, man.
Oh man, you right up the street, hour away, or less.
You're in PA, right?
Right around there. That's all I say. Because somebody might be looking for me.
You're right. They be like, oh, I know what you're in.
somewhere
anyway,
around there. Believe me. Hey, I remember. Hey, I'm right there with DC, Philly, Jersey, New York. Everything is right there.
Right.
That's what I said.
So let me do this. Could I respond to something real quick? So I know Ellis said this, right? I just wanted to respond to this. Ellis said, and I kind of answered this, but I want to just specifically say, Cowboy, you don't want games in your service day and date. What's the problem with getting more? So what he's saying is Xbox said, hey, we'll give you games day and date. Sony said, we will not give you games day and date, but I actually am looking to get the Sony service. So the reason being, Ellis, is yes, who wouldn't want more? But the thing is, I feel like I don't want to be derogatory. So let me
The
word
news about PlayStation, the new PlayStation thing is they just signed a deal with Ubisoft to have Ubisoft Plus included.
Yeah. That thing is called
Yeah,
Ubisoft
we saw it.
Classics. But yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
we
know
saw
about that. That actually was like 2 weeks ago. But the thing is, what I'll say is this: I'm an adult, and what I'll tell anybody is know what you're getting into. And what I said earlier was, yes, Xbox got people thinking that every subscription is supposed to do day and date. What happens is these companies have to do deals to get games day and date. So just because Xbox get their exclusive games day and date, that don't mean Luna need to. That don't mean GFN needs to. That don't even mean Sony needs to, because every company have to know what they're willing to spend in order to get these deals. And that's why Stadia pulled back a little bit, because they realized, hey, we're being charged too much money. So the answer him directly is that I am fine paying for Stadia Pro. I'm fine paying for the PlayStation, knowing that they're not going to get day and dates. But let me say this about Xbox. Bro, there are only like 3 exclusive games anyway. So it ain't like you getting a million day and date games, because you already got Forza last year, and you already got Halo last year, and you got Gears of War like 5 years ago. So, I get it, but at the same time, it's not like if you was like, man, Xbox in 2022 got 18 day and date game exclusives, I'm like, wow.
I don't know why he didn't start off with Sniper Elite 5, like he just mentioned last week.
Yeah, they did get Sniper Elite 5 last week.
But also, before we go talk about if Stadia is going to die yet, we have to talk about the news today that they just partnered with some studio.
That's true. Yeah, that
What,
studio said
314?
Yeah, they said all our games will now come to Stadia. So that is true.
Yeah, that's cool. But they got a couple.
See,
they got a couple games.
See, here's the thing: Stadia was never going to die, because it's gonna live within Google's immersive streaming, y'all. It's always gonna be alive. Even if they said Stadia with immersive stream, whatever the case is, it's always going to be there. Now, people talked about how they moved Stadia from the storefront or whatever page. I didn't even go check that out, like how they kind of put it in the back a little bit where it was highlighted. Yeah, so I didn't even go check that article or whatever. But my thing is, it just all makes sense to me now, y'all. It really does. It's
so
Google. They just like Gmail and everything else, man. They are going immersive streaming is what we should be looking at. That's what's gonna be connected to YouTube and everything else.
So the question is whether or not the question is, are they going to keep it propped up in the background with just the occasional banger every once in a while and a flood of indie games? That's the question. Is it going to stay in the background with a bunch of indies and the occasional flutter of a big game, and that's going to continue to frustrate us? That's what it is.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen, because see, now it makes sense to me, y'all. It really does. So think about the longevity in cloud being 1 to 3 to 5% or whatever the case is. That's projected to grow. Google knows this. Amazon knows this, y'all. I mean, it just, come on. If you think about it, it's right in front of us, right? So it is going to take a while. It's going to take a while. But look, this is Google saying, okay, we're going to keep Stadia. So the world knows now what immersive streaming can do, because Stadia was out there. Look at what gamers were able to do on Stadia. Look at what the media said about Stadia, right? This is immersive tech. So all they have to do now is pitch immersive tech, and then you keep Stadia tucked in for all of the people that already invested in Stadia. You keep it tucked in. Stadia is part of immersive streaming today. Bong. And then you go out and get these games, and then more people are going to be like, dang, this thing is much bigger. And then you could throw in Google Play and all that stuff, all those games too, if you want to. That's a part of immersive streaming today.
I think people would feel a lot better about that. I think they'd feel better about that if we were able to buy Arkham Knight.
So you're talking about a revamp?
I'm not even saying rename it right now. We know that immersive streaming is real. We know that they're talking about it right now. It's already been in motion before we knew what immersive streaming was. That's what I'm saying. So all they had to do is say Stadia is a part of the ecosystem. Immersive streaming is the whole that's the overall umbrella. You get what I'm saying? Like immersive. Google Play with immersive streaming, YouTube gaming in immersive, whatever. All of that could be linked into immersive streaming. I don't know if that's what they're thinking. And I'm gonna close out real quick. I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but if they ain't thinking like that, they need to bring me on board, man.
Well, so let me say this. There's my only scary point. So the question was, do you think immersive streaming being the main thing, would Stadia phase out or blah blah blah? So I've said when they did the Google Game Summit that when they said immersive stream and Stadia, all tides rise, all boats. So they're both going to help each other, right? But now, and this is crazy, I'm probably going to have to bring this up tomorrow. Honestly, y'all, I don't know. Because here's the thing. When I thought Stadia was first, and immersive stream was pretty much a business that goes out and use Stadia tech
to support it,
in order to be a white label, right? Hey, we're using Stadia tech, and immersive stream is the business that goes out and put Batman on, AT&T, right? And I said this: Stadia can never die because immersive stream is using Stadia tech. But it's the other way around now. Now it's Stadia is using immersive streams tech, and so technically, if immersive stream gets out into enough places, then do they really need Stadia? Because they can say, look at AT&T, that's our tech, right? Look at this, that's our tech. So we don't really need Stadia to showboat anymore.
Cowboy, I'm on record saying that, but go ahead though on hashtag.
Low charge porting.
We need to get far away. We need to get far away from the Stadia name as possible because it's a tarnished name.
Well, I don't mind it being integrated like into YouTube, like the likes of Google Play Movies.
Right. Merge it into Google Play or merge it into immersive stream. Call it immersive stream. We get to keep the same games we bought forever. Like the deal is,
no, we can't do that to John Scar, man. We can't do that to the Tattoo Man.
Yeah, right. No, here's the problem with that, though, guys. I don't think they would.
It's still Stadia, but it's not under the name Stadia.
No, here's the thing. I don't think they would call it immersive stream because one, immersive stream is the name of a white labeling service, right? So whenever you white label something, it's like, hey,
go to everybody. Yeah.
Powered by immersive stream, right? You can't still tie that as Stadia.
Bingo. It's got to go to everybody, like THX or right.
Right. So
So are we all doing name changes? The immersive stream cowboy, Project immersive store. It's like
immersive. Hey man, shout out to Chariot Man Gaming here in the chat saying I'm impressed with the Luna games. Thank you, Chariot Man, for flying that Luna flag.
Yeah, he was
Chariot. You impressed with Dell right now? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, why you do that to him?
Hey, I had to do it. That's my bro. Y'all heard me say Chariot Man earlier. Chariot knows what's up. Y'all need to check him out too.
Yo, Chariot,
is he throwing Dell into the Bering Strait?
Hey man, he threw Dell past the Bering Sea, bro.
Oh no!
You got to check that out. Y'all got to check that out, Chariot Man.
Oh man, Dell, he's mad at Dell. I got to watch that.
So look, guys, let's do this. We've been going for 2 hours 20 minutes. I'll end it in another 10 minutes. So what else y'all, Project? You've been killing. Throw something else out there, Project. We've been following your lead for a minute.
Hey, listen, it's just something that I've been thinking about, man. Like we can see the stage being set, which is why the brakes is being pumped. And Amazon, they had their brakes pumped for a long time, and then all of a sudden you hear that they just send a love letter to fans saying, "Oh, wait a minute, now we got y'all. We told y'all we're coming out with games, and we got some surprises and things like that, right?" So as each year goes by, I guess it's safe to say for the people with patience who can wait forever, they're gonna be fine. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But for us, it's like the people that need answers, who need to know where to invest our hard-earned dollars. We need to know more faster. And I never used to say that 2 years ago. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm
That's a
saying.
good point.
Amen
Like
to
I don't need answers that fast, but I do like to see things, right? So for me, it just was going too long for me seeing stuff. Like, let's say Stadia got both of those RE games. I mean, I just rented them and beat them and sent them back already. But I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of look. They're getting some more Capcom games, but it's just been too long since I've seen certain games.
No, you would have went them old games. I played them on my PlayStation 4.
I just said that. I just said that. I did beat and play them already.
Well, thanks for having me on, Cowboy. I'm gonna get stepping too. So,
Okay, man.
But I'll try to pop in tomorrow.
So, hey, tomorrow I might get pulled off the air from some of the Stadia fan base just for the topic, but it's just a cool topic, It's all good.
I think they know you by now, man.
We've got your back, our little pony Sony. We've got your back.
Man. I didn't even play a game yet, man.
Just don't call it Is Stadia Dead Part 7.
Man, Cowboy is going to be sitting on that PS5. I'm telling you, in the beginning, he's going to make videos. And then after that, he's going to be like, yo, you know what I come to realize? Is that I miss Stadia. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going to happen.
I can't wait. I can't wait to download the fans.
Like real-time downloads, all that. It's going to be amazing having that PS5.
Wait till you see
patches, fan noise.
They recorded a bunch of video today. Wait till you see. It said Destiny was going to take over an hour. So I don't know all the people talking about it takes 5 minutes and 10 minutes to download. That Destiny said it was going to be over an hour. I was like,
Did you buy Elden Ring?
No, but I GameFly Elden Ring. So but the bad thing is I GameFlyed it for the PlayStation 4 and then I bought a PlayStation 5. I'm like, damn it. So the PlayStation 4 version is about to come. But I heard I could just upgrade it to the PlayStation 5 version.
So did they have Evil Dead?
Yeah, I GameFlyed that already. Yeah, bro. I GameFlyed and played Evil Dead and sent it back.
How are you about to feel the PS5 Pro comes in 2023, which is next year?
I know.
Yeah, you know what?
So, care about that.
So is it true that Evil Dead is just kind of Dead by Daylight-ish?
Yes and no. So it's more like Resident Evil Resistance. If you ever played that, that came with Resident Evil 3.
Have you tried the Ghostbuster one, Cowboy?
Ghostbuster what?
The Dead by Daylight Ghostbuster one.
Nah, I'm not that big. I don't like Dead by Daylight that much. I'm the Friday 13th.
They have a Ghostbusters chapter? I didn't know they had a Ghostbusters chapter. I know there's a Ghostbusters game.
Midnight Ghost Hunt or
I don't think that's Ghostbusters though.
There's a Ghostbuster one coming out. That's the same thing.
Yeah, there's a Ghostbusters game.
There's a Ghostbusters VR game coming out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a Ghostbusters VR game. But yeah, man, I've rented a lot of games, man. So whoever don't know,
that's my thing with the Oculus. My thing with the Oculus is that we got one, but a lot of the free games are kind of cool. But a lot of the games that I'm interested in cost quite a bit, like the Star Wars and Jurassic Park and all that. So I haven't bid on those.
So how do you get games on there? Are there discs? Or downloads? How does that go?
It's downloads.
Okay, got you. I just found out, Mr. Irwin, no, somebody brought it up, I think in the video. Yeah, one of my videos, that GameFly used to have cloud game. And I always said if GameFly had cloud game, that'd be amazing. And they used to, and then EA bought their tech. So EA never did anything with it, but yeah. Just imagine.
I wish EA Play would come. Why isn't EA Play on Luna or Stadia? I don't get it.
I don't know, man. It's all about
but I got one more thing to say, man, about Stadia and GeForce Now before
let's do it.
Take it in. So people come at GeForce Now for being a conduit or whatever to play PC games and all this stuff, right?
Right.
Then Stadia, I'm trying to let me make sure I focus on this point right here. So basically, because I don't understand the logic fully, right? So if I could play my games and they could run well in the cloud, shouldn't that really be what it's all about at the end of the day? Because GeForce Now has different tiers or whatever. If you like what you get in the free tier, you move up if you want to. Stadia has the free tier. You can move up to that pro. And just to take the PC side of things out of it, like all those games you have to purchase You don't have to purchase them again,
Correct.
so to speak, unless you want to on GeForce Now. Just like if you want to get 4K. I don't know. I just get confused when it comes down to this thing. So I need somebody to help me out, right? Because of course, if I bought hundreds of games or thousands of games on Steam, Epic Game Store, and Origin and GOG, wouldn't I be excited about that? Because I see some people saying that GeForce Now doesn't make sense and it's just not, it's too expensive. I get that. But that's only if you want that 3080 tier. And then that breaks down to $15 a month or so. $15 a month is the same price as Game Pass. I know somebody has to help me understand what is this real. Is it some hate going on?
So
is there some hating going on GeForce Now? You know what I'm saying? Come out with this 3080 tier and that performance is up there, y'all. Let's get into it. Go ahead, Cowboy.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm gonna jump in there. I'm just gonna say what I gotta say, like it or not. I think one of the things is to back you up is I'll start off by this. When would typically say, well, let me ask you a question. If Stadia had it as easy as GeForce, I always feel like that I don't have nothing to do with that. I didn't tell Stadia to decide to do their platform the way it is. That's on them. So I can't take away points from another company because they got it easier. They decide their infrastructure to be easier. That's not my problem, right? So I got to give GeForce credit.
Well, it wasn't always easier because GFN did try a storefront first,
right?
And it got backlash because the community on the PC hated the idea of rebuying games that they already supposedly had on their PC device.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So if we stand here today, right? I get that was history, right? That happened. But we stand here today. If you have a game that you purchased, like Project said, somewhere else, you're able to play that same game that you already purchased. You don't have to pay for the game again. You just pay for the portal. So for me, now Project, the only thing in the math was a little incorrect, was the 3080 is $20 a month. The other tiers, I don't know. I know they've got the free tier.
No, it broke down. I'm saying, like, I think it broke down and to be a little bit less if you if you got 6 months instead of doing it month to month or whatever. I think the breakdown in the math might have been a little bit less.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to that, but I know I read an article and I could pull it up. But that's where I got my math from. But go ahead though, bro.
So yeah, so
I want to answer what he said about GFN just real quick to answer about whether there's some hate if somebody's pouring some hate on it. I mean,
we gotta talk about that
because I want to just put it out there that I've never really talked shit about it because I haven't tried it. So that's my issue, is that it's allegedly the most accessible or should be the most accessible of all the platforms, but yet for whatever reason on the Chromecast, on all the stuff I got, the Fire Stick, I can't seem to get it going or get logged in. So that's my issue. I want to be able to log in so I can talk crap or talk great about it. I mean, geeks down here in the chat saying that it's working great for him. So I mean, if it's working great, I'd like to see if it works great for me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get a hold of Storm. I'll message Storm or something. See what's the best way. Maybe I need to get a shield.
Hit me up. Call me. Hit me up. You got my number.
I disliked it. I disliked GeForce Now in the past because it's evolved now. But at that time, there was log issues. There was verification. It never had games to showcase the 3080 Ti. And over time,
logging in was difficult.
And then even now on my Shield TV, it's still not the best optimized bloody things. I remember once clicking on, it was Shenmue 3, and I don't know, I clicked on Shenmue 3, it should just loaded the game, but it didn't. It went to a storefront web page and blew everything out of, and I'm like, why is it went to a store page of, I don't know, all these games? I'm like, it should have just loaded the game up, and it was never efficient, but now that's in the past. But I disliked it because it wasn't as accessible at the time.
Right. But you got some people, and they probably have, they had fun, man. But they really are like, yo, GFN ain't doing this and Stadia. But people were saying the same thing about Stadia, and then we went at their neck. Like, what's wrong with your connection, bro? 5G? Or you on the 5 gigahertz? Or what are you on? Wi-Fi? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you pulling the Digital Foundry?
But to be fair, though, there was that whole contingent of people that were all getting signed up for 3080, and everybody wanted to get on the list, and some people weren't on the list, and it became like this whole measuring contest.
Another issue that I had was I was constantly getting told, right, by the GeForce Now community, Holt, your games are not PC. And I was like, what's wrong with me wanting Need for Speed or EA titles? What was wrong with me having more of this or this? what's wrong with me having King of Fighters? And they were like, oh, that's more of a console approach. And I was like, no, it's not. I buy them off the Epic Store and the Steam Store. It's still a PC game. But in their minds, GeForce Now had a certain set of games. And then now today, for example,
like a style of game.
We've got King of Fighters 15, and we do have more EA games, and I feel like, oh, now it's took time. But I remember a lot of people was bashing me saying, Colts, the games that you're playing are more of a console approach, not what GeForce is now. And I'm like, that's not how it is.
So me specifically, Project, I just want to answer your thing. So for me, I've been a console gamer. I've never been a PC gamer, right? So for me, I'm used to, you turn on your console, you pick the game you want to play, and you press play, and it goes, right? And so when I always thought of PC game, and I always thought of, oh, you can make the graphics so high, but you're using something on your PC, so you got to tweak settings and this and that. And so for me, and again, sorry for my ignorance, right? But I'm always listening to my friends, and when they explain PC gaming, I'm always like, bro, you got to do so much there. Yeah, but once you figure out the settings and blah, blah, so I was always turned away. So when I got into Stadia, it was like, oh, you just click and play. So when I heard of GFN, and people said, yeah, technically it's PC games first, but then, and remember, GFN was known for, you had to sign in again and all that. So for me, when I looked at GFN, I was like, well, that put me off a little bit. Plus Stadia was free, and GFN, you still had to pay just to play your games again. So for me, that's what put me off. And then it was when the 3080 came out, I was like, yo, that's what really made me start looking at GFN differently. But still, I think it gets the oh, this is a PC gamer thing. So I think a console guy like me is always like, yeah, I don't know if I ever get into GFN because it's considered a PC thing. So I think just for me, that's probably on my side why I would.
Well, Cowboy, these days you can load GeForce Now and just have a default optimized game. Right. You don't have to tinker with the settings. You just
but come on, hold. If you give me a 3080, and I know I can make it look something.
Cowboy, you're not going to like the PlayStation 5, because once you get a lovely TV, you have to go into the settings to optimize HDMI brightness and colors. And then you have to select if you want fidelity, performance, ray tracing options. So game that's mode. Still customized.
Right? Do that for every game.
Well, not
a lot of them. A lot of them, yeah, but
not for every game though.
No, I'm trying to, because you make it sound like every time I put a game in, that specific game I'm going to have
so what I'm trying to say is that you're going to load up a game and you're going to go, do I want fidelity? Do I want ray tracing? Do I want performance? Do I want this option? And you're going to be have loads of things now. No, and consoles now are taking more of a PC customizing approach with games. So you've picked the wrong generation to jump in now.
I mean, performance mode. See, the good thing is he'll be able to hit performance mode and visual or whatever and all that stuff to take advantage of what they have to offer on the PS5. But man, I'm just saying, y'all, going back to that whole GeForce Now thing, it is who it's for. Now, Ron Slusher right here he said it as I was thinking it, right?
Okay.
Mobile. Like, I wasn't the biggest mobile gamer, but Fortnite got me into. Now I play more mobilely than I used to, right? So GeForce Now could be for somebody who just wants to play a few games, like without having to worry about it. They could play free-to-play games on GeForce Now. Like, oh, I don't have a PC, but Project Storm said, wait a minute, he's playing Fortnite on GeForce Now. Mm-hmm. Can I try that? And see, that's what it should be about across the board. That's what it is for Stadia. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is for GeForce Now, Luna, all of them. We got to make cloud noise is what I'm saying here, y'all.
Yeah.
Like the whole, this is better than that. I know some people show Stadia love, some people show GeForce Now love, even though they prefer the other one, right? Opposite. So,
but Cowboy, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Man. When you gotta do what you gotta do with that console, I get you, because when that AEW console game drops, I don't care what I gotta do.
Yeah, I know, bro. You gonna jump through 8 hoops and the hurdles. You gonna play that game.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it should be because we don't have enough gamers right now to be creating like the console wars, and I know a lot of people who don't prefer that anyway. So the thing is, man, about cloud gaming, that's why I have all these access to all these subs, right? It's because I could jump in and play anywhere. And now it's showing me that I don't even need the hardware that I used to love. I used to love it like Christmas morning, man.
So you can afford the
hardware.
Subs.
Oh, damn. Yo,
you can afford the subs.
So
well, guess what?
real quick,
I can afford the subs because I don't spend that much money on these consoles
Hardware.
unnecessarily.
Right.
Like I didn't buy the PS5 this generation because
Right.
of GeForce Now and Stadia and stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
guys, let me highlight this thing, and this might be one of the last things, but Ron killed it, man. He said you can't deny the friendships that have been made by Stadia. And honestly, bro, if I never play Stadia ever again, I owe Stadia platform to meet all of you guys. And I'll have to say that, regardless, because you guys, I mean, I could never make any Stadia content and just do PlayStation content.
No, the question
Right
you're
on.
asking. No, the question you're asked tomorrow. You got asked tomorrow about if Stadia does go.
Yeah.
What would you do if you lost your games? I would love Stadia to go. Don't ask for refunds or complain. Think of all the friendships you made.
Hey, let's get into that tomorrow, man. Don't nobody respond to that. All right. Then we're gonna start off tomorrow hard with that topic. All right. So it's gonna be fire and bloodshed tomorrow.
with it.
Do not
Right.
answer what Hope just said, because that could go into a whole lot of stuff. Hope, please bring that up tomorrow.
Send the links,
But
Cowboy.
the-
Send the links
but
early.
the
You're dropping the
reshoot
DM
Are you
or
gonna
something, man.
Are you gonna unleash the baby god dragon?
Yeah, it's going down tomorrow, man. But no, I already have my answer. I already told somebody my answer, but it was cool because somebody brought this up in one of my comments, and I answered it. But I think it's something great to talk about. But anyway, guys, I mean, that's all I got, man. Storm, bro, thank you very much today. Hashtag, I love when you come on, man. I hope you come on more often because you do bring a lot of value. I know you downplay yourself sometimes. Well, I don't really have much to talk about. No, man. We admire you too. Kat, thanks for coming on. You bringing up the Bruce Roy thing. You was able to pull it up. You got to show the viewers the different games. And
Yeah,
Hope,
thank you,
man,
man.
you know my feelings about you, man. I love you coming on, man. I love you could play great devil's advocate. That's Hope's like the nicest guy. Then all of a sudden he turned on that.
Yeah,
But hold
exactly.
on, Cowboy.
Devil's advocate, comic relief. I'll take that.
Yeah, man, I love it. But yeah, guys, we're gonna call it there. Because we could definitely do 5-hour and 6-hour streams, but I got on here late today, so at
You
least
gotta get going, man. Cody's running through the arena, brawling in the arena with Seth.
Oh wow, okay, I gotta check that out. But listen, this was cool, man. This was epic, and we're gonna be back here tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. Matter of fact, Storm, when I get off of this, I'm gonna create the link and post it. I'm gonna create it and tweet it out. I'm gonna send it to each of you guys. And I'm gonna say tomorrow this is gonna be epic, blah blah blah. Guys, make sure you. So from tonight, I'm gonna send that thing out.
Sounds good, man.
And I'll have the link to join in the chat already.
I like these discussions right here, bro. Is you know what I mean? They're what we need is what we need to hear. I think.
It is. And the cool thing
man.
Is,
thank you.
Yeah, and the cool thing is there's not. So notice when this ends. It didn't end with this should be burnt down. It ended with hey, we all gave an opinion and we're good. We'll see each other tomorrow.
Peace.
Well, peace.
But yeah, Hope, you want to do me the favor, man, and give me the last words. Close this thing out for me, man.
And now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.